Hey now, we're live, and by we I mean me and two other people.
Hey, it's me, Armageddon Time. That's my name.
And we're going to be doing
a random schmo they dragged off the street.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. I was in downtown Idaho, Boise, Idaho, and I met a duck, and he spoke to me and he said, "I want to be on the list, critics." Quack quack, motherfucker.
Yeah, there's a duck currently nesting in my patio garden area, so...
No, this is my friend Ross. He's our guest host for this month. And, hey, Riddle. Hey, Ross, you got any grapes?
Not right now, I don't.
That's what Riddle asked, if you got any grapes.
Time to waddle away.
Waddle, waddle. That's an earworm and a half, huh?
Yeah.
Worms. Well, we're doing this. I'm not sure who's gonna be the next co-host, but I have a few people that I'm looking at. Probably Wayne or Kitty. We'll see how it goes. But today we have Ross, aka Rip and Tear, and now famous on Twitter. Has a post with
keep Twitter alive.
4,100 likes. Hey, List critics ahoy! Fuck yeah! What up, Manic? But we're going to be starting the show proper in about 10 minutes or so. But right now, we're just letting people filter in and just enjoying it. And I forgot to post that I'm alive.
You're enjoying the pre-cum.
Yeah, that's fucking nasty.
What you want to know about your? What do you want us to know about your list, Manic?
You post which list too, because there's a lot of lists in there to go through. I'm posting like everywhere.
All your socials.
Well, right now Discord, and then I'll get to social media. Right now I'm going to social media. Rolling Stone's 100 metal albums is a proper list. Alice said it was a video, not a list. There is a video in there, but it is a proper... Okay, so I'll just click on it and I'll see the list, is what you're saying.
Excellent. Nice and simple.
I mean, 100 metal albums. Ross, you like the heavy metal, right?
Yeah, it was
my
I
know it's not like
day.
What you're listening to right now, but... Just making sure that you'd be somewhat familiar. And Jesse, I know you're not like... oh god... I am bad at this.
Well, it's not exactly my top tier, but I enjoy heavy metal.
Yeah, you just might not know all.
And hey, how about this? I got an infusion of iron today at the
Wow.
doctor's, so I'm full of heavy metal.
It's your one-way ticket to midnight.
2 minutes.
No, it's a song called Heavy Metal. It's a one-way ticket to midnight, rolling heavy metal. It's from the movie.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that twice.
I forget who. I think it might be Sammy Hagar that sings it, but let me see. I'm gonna find out. I'm just gonna Google heavy metal soundtrack because that seems like. Yeah, it is Sammy Hagar that sings that.
You ever see Heavy Metal 2000?
I saw a few minutes of it when I downloaded the wrong movie once.
Whoops.
Yeah. I was like, the animation doesn't look like the 70s to me. Oh, wait, this is the sequel. It was mislabeled. I'll watch it eventually. But it's not like an anthology movie. It's all one story, I think.
Yeah, it's weird.
I had a video game based off of it, but the damn thing never worked.
For what system?
For the computer, but it was like this janky Windows game that really wouldn't work, you know?
It's too bad.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know. I guess it was looking for something that I didn't have, you know? You know, back in the day, before Steam, when you got a computer game and you were like, I hope this works.
Yeah, you just hope that the stars align in your computer's innards.
Yeah, I know, right?
Problem.
Never really?
No, I've never had a problem installing a new game back in the day when they came on like the ancient physical media.
Well, see, you know,
Popped it into my Snowball iMac and hit install.
Yeah.
see, back in the day, like in the 80s, they would give you the discs and it would say on it exactly what computers would run it. But this was like, you know, like 2001 or so. So it was like this weird time where it's like everything's on a CD-ROM, but, you know, like it's sort of like DOS and Windows at the same time, and Steam doesn't exist.
It was that awkward transition phase.
It really was an awkward transition phase.
The earliest time I've ever actually installed PC games off physical media was like 3.5-inch floppy disks on the old Macintosh.
And just pray that they all work.
We're all at least 3.5 inches floppy, right? Oh yeah, Manic. If Moogle or anyone else posted a Pokemon Smash or Pass list, I would be smashing their face. We would not be doing that list.
I hope we wouldn't have to interact with it and choose Smash and or Pass.
No, we would not be doing that at all. That would be a big negative bonus.
I guess we could just pass the list.
This keeps coming up because I guess Markiplier did a Smash or Pass for like, you know, like all 900 Pokemon, and people like, he put up this video and people were really expecting it to just be a looping video of him saying pass over and over again 900 times, but no. And we learned that when it comes to fucking cartoon animals, he has a type.
It isn't feet, is it?
He likes bugs and grass, it seems.
I don't know. I didn't. Why would I expect me to ever go ooh at any answer?
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, what there's no Pokemon that I would want to have any kind of relations with in that way, because it's like an animal. That's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. Maybe Mr. Mime.
Oh yeah, that creepy motherfucker, right? People took that way too seriously, Riddle says. I didn't take it seriously. I just think it's fucking gross.
I just think it's plain weird. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, who looks at, like, you know, I mean, like a bunny rabbit or a magnet or a dinosaur and is like, yeah, ooh. You know, like, I don't know, man. Like, okay, so there's a few Pokemon that I can see, like the furries, like Lucario and, you know, Lopunny and what's that electric one that they like?
Voltorb.
Yeah, they love how round Voltorb. No, Zeraora. but most of them just look like animals. You know what I mean? Like I don't think like Arcanine counts as a furry.
What about humans? Can they be a Pokemon?
What?
It's been said in lore that humans might have evolved from some kind of Pokemon, but no, they're not Pokemon.
The lore is a mess because it also tells you that like the Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam line used to be human, and they're like reincarnated or some shit. There's a few Pokemon that are, well, not, there's more than a few, but there's a bunch of Pokemon that are just straight up ghosts too. So.
Yep.
Well, there's one that's an ice cream and a chandelier. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, well, they look like ice cream and chandelier.
Paid $5 for that Pokemon.
It was gelato. It was gelato. I mean, it's not really ice cream. It just looks like ice cream. Well, I once saw a conversation between a bunch of, I can only say gentlemen, being extremely charitable by saying that, who were discussing the logistics of how to tit-fuck a Gardevoir. So, you know, and I'm just thinking like, you know, y'all, I'm not going to say y'all need Jesus, but y'all need something.
Yeah.
Something, you know, in your lives. You're sitting there talking.
Is Gardevoir packing big ol' ones?
No.
Canonically,
Gardevoir is very flat-chested, save for the big crystal thing.
Gardevoir is sort of vaguely woman-shaped, but that's about as far as it goes. Like, its body looks like a dress.
Oh, well, that's nice. A dress.
It's a cool fucking Pokemon, and, you know, It's just, I don't know. People will jerk off to anything.
I don't know. When it comes to Pokemon, all I do is play pinball and take pictures.
Oh, you're talking about Snap, right? Do you have the new one?
You bet I do.
Is it like, does it live up to the original?
It totally does.
Nice.
And there's a whole bunch of new ones. I don't know what the hell they are, but it's still fun taking pictures. Well,
it tells you what it is when you take the picture, right?
I mean, like, I don't play the games that they're in.
Yeah, but it I mean, because we're going on the 9th generation. Like, I think this fall generation 9 is coming out. So Scarlet version and Violet version.
And I'm stuck on one. I know the 151.
Oh, do you really though?
I don't know the song.
Oh well, I don't know the song either. Somebody made a version of that had all of them, but that was back in Gen 7.
Still, jeez.
I know, it's crazy. But I think I know like pretty much all of them. I might forget the name, but I'll be like, oh, that's the fucker that involves into the other fucker, you know?
Big Dick B.
Everybody knows that's Big Dick B. Well, guys, it's 7, so we're going to switch over to this screen. No, not that screen. This screen. And we're going to kill the music. And welcome everybody to the List Critics Remastered. My name is NecroVMX. My co-host, as always, Armageddon Time, aka Jesse, and our special guest co-host for the month of April, we have Ross the Boss.
Hey.
That's him.
That's him, yeah. And we are going to begin, as we always do, with Tumblr Gets Deep, which it used to be 21, but sometime in the hiatus between the old iteration of the List Critics and the current iteration, it is now 24 instances of Tumblr Getting Deep. So here's our number one. The names of these always make me laugh. There's always going to be at least one that makes me laugh, and it's the very first one. Danger Gaze says, so I go to a private school where tuition costs more than most people make in a year. And let me tell you, rich kids are so unaware that they're rich, it's hilarious and frightening at the same time. And Tech Squad Assemble says, I go to a private school too, and a while back I was complaining about how I was never home alone, and a guy legitimately said, just buy a hotel room. Rich kids are scary.
That damn affluence, man.
Affluenza, right? Number 2, Aroused Ho. See, and they say they have no adult content. Aroused Ho says, hey, does anyone know the fastest way to clean up milk that's covering every goddamn inch of the kitchen floor? And Saddest Blogger says, I know a gal. She's on her way. Aroused Host says, thanks. And then Saddest Blogger posts a picture of a cat driving a car.
Yeah,
Aww.
Okay, so covering every damn inch of the kitchen floor. You sure that's milk? I mean, given the name of the person who posted that.
Grandma Delabate's sweet bukkake sauce fell out of the refrigerator, you know? Okay, number 3 here starts with a tweet from the Bittersweet Life that says, interviewed a little girl this morning that feeds crows and they bring her gifts in return. Here's her collection. And it's just a lot of buttons and paper clips and little rocks and charms and, you know, like anything shiny or colorful they're bringing her. So Tetrago says, I wish birds brought me presents. Balegrave says, no, but think about this. The crows she feed obviously have their own little lives. They go about their business and they spot pretty thing or unique thing in question. What gets me is the first thing on their minds as recipient of this thing is the little girl that feeds them. They spot a thing and immediately think that nice girl with delicious foodstuffs must have this to show my gratitude. Kedriva says, it's actually more than that, though. This is really getting deep. If you read the articles or watch the videos, this has taken place over the years. It started with these birds following this little girl around because she was a messy eater, and it has turned into a ritual for her family. They have a water station and food stations where they daily set out things for these birds, and sometimes, but not always, the birds leave payment behind for the food. But wait, there's more. These birds are not just taking food and leaving shinies. These birds are watching over the family now. Their lives have become involved. These crows are keeping track of this girl and her mother even when they are out of the yard. How do we know? One of them is a photographer, and one day while she was photographing some stuff on a bridge, she dropped her camera's lens cap over the edge. There was no way she can get it back, so she left it. When she got home, the lens cap was sitting on the edge of one of the feeding stations waiting for her. Not only were the birds following and watching over her, they were smart enough to realize she dropped an important thing and cared enough to bring it back to her.
Crows, man. I mean, if you take care of them, they'll take care of you.
I mean, who wouldn't want to have like about 50 or 60 bird friends that will peck a motherfucker to death if they fuck with you?
Yeah, man, that's power. She wields power now.
And every once in a while, they bring you... Russell Crowe.
Cameron Crowe. Jim Crowe.
No.
No, I don't know about Jim, though. And every once in a while, they bring you like a cool rock or something, you know?
The severed heads of your enemies.
Riddle says it's a super villain origin.
Yep.
All right. Number 4, Silverhawk says, honestly, Minecraft is a good game, and I will never forgive the internet for making people feel bad for liking a game about fucking mining and building houses. And Amtrak says, you know what? Good post, OP.
I mean,
I ain't even mad about it. I mean, sure.
It's not my kind of game, but obviously it has appeal.
I mean, it is now the number 1 selling game of all time, so obviously they did a few things right.
Yeah. I mean, I was into it since, like, I think one of the very early alphas. I got out of it a long time ago, but, you know, one of these days...
Was that back
pull
when
you back in.
Was that back when you played it in a browser?
No, it was like the earliest days of like the Java version that you played on your computer.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, it also brings me back to you know, like I made like miniature scale Minecraft creepers for games of Warhammer 40K 5th edition.
There you go. All right,
I still have it on my bookshelf.
Number 5, Quasi-Normalcy says, how were LGBT people able to hijack the rainbow? Well, Jake, we started using the rainbow to connote gayness, and you immediately stopped using it because you were pants-shittingly afraid of looking gay.
Yeah.
That about sums it up.
It's accurate, right?
I still think rainbows are dope.
I mean, I of course they're right. The gays wouldn't have adopted it if it was really whack, right?
And there's gold at the end of them. Gold!
There's gold! All right.
Oh, man. Just remember the Leprechaun movies.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Or at least Darby O'Gill.
And the little people.
Yeah. All right, number 6, Fictional Worlds Are Exquisite says, dropped my rabbit and their head broke off. And then they follow up with a different post that says, chocolate rabbit. Chocolate rabbit. Edible chocolate Easter rabbit. Chocolate. Not real, not furry rabbit. Chocolate. The chocolate head of the chocolate bunny broke off. All chocolate, no living creature. I mean, thanks for the clarification, because I was a little concerned after the first post.
Yeah, for the first post, I would have just assumed, okay, what is it, like some kind of ceramic lawn ornament?
Or at least you, like, what, did you drop them off a cliff? What? I don't think, you living creatures' heads don't just break off all that easily.
It's a shame that the living rabbit inside the chocolate didn't make it.
Oh, wow. All right, number 7. Gwen Frankenstein says, I have to take medication because my immune system decided kink-shaming the trees is more important than breathing is objectively an insane concept. Thumbs down to seasonal allergies. And then, wow, this name. The finger-fucking female fury... That's the person's name.
Okay.
Wrote, I just want my body to stop telling shrubbery it's so problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's allergies for you, right?
I feel that because I'm allergic to cats, and they're my favorite animal.
Yeah, you really are a cat person, huh? Well, you know, that's a shame. Number 8, The Real Numbers says, guy who says he's a cat boy, but when you go back to his place and see the heavy construction equipment he's repairing for fun in his backyard, you realize you may have misinterpreted his statements.
Oh, yeah, the construction, yeah.
Cat, yeah. And then he follows up with, "You're staring at his yellow and black backhoe, kicking yourself while he goes to change into something more comfortable, but then he comes around the corner wearing cat ears and a utility belt."
Oh, he's just cat all over.
That's not a cat boy, that's a cat man right there.
It's Catterday.
That works too.
All right, number 9, a cyber demon here says, "John Harvey Kellogg, our breast gut cereal will end masturbation on a national scale. Modern cereal marketers." And then a very yassified Tony the Tiger.
Oh, is he just ripped to hell?
Yeah. Hey,
Nice.
what up, Moogle?
That's great.
Right. Speaking of which, because like Moogle, I think like we made this joke one time on stream about Moogle being blocked by Tony the Tiger on Twitter, because apparently whoever runs the Tony the Tiger Twitter was out there blocking all the weird furries who were sending like sexually inappropriate questions, because it's supposed to be like a Twitter for kids, And you get these people like, "Oh yes, Tiger Daddy," and you get blocked, right? And I said something like, "Moogle, what did you do to Tony? What did you say to Tony the Tiger that got you blocked?" "I just said they're great." "What's great?" "His balls." All right, number 10, Tilt Hat. No, it's not Tilt Hat. It's TIL that. Today I learned the first known case of dying from laughing involved the Greek man called Chrysippus, who after giving figs to his donkey cried out, "Now give the donkey a drink of pure wine to wash down the figs," had a fit of laughter afterwards, and died. And then Haunted says, "Pretty funny, I guess." And Pastabot says, "You had to be there."
Well, I don't think there's anybody left.
It's a true story, though. I've heard about that. The guy thought the sight of a donkey eating figs was so hilarious, he laughed himself into a heart attack. All right, number 11, Carl Dangerous, he considered the name Carl Dangerous, says, "Does a mysterious benefactor want to give me a large sum of money so that I can surrender to sloth and luxury?"
Yes, please.
I mean, that's everybody's dream, but, there's only so many benefactors out there. All right, number 12, Bidoof says, movie idea. Guy finds a stone tablet engraved with a mysterious alien language and gets caught up in a National Treasure-esque adventure to decipher its meaning, only to learn that it's just an alien live, love, laugh decoration. Whoa.
That's great.
It's like a Saturday Night Live sketch. I don't know about a movie, but...
Or maybe like an episode, like a silly episode of some alien TV show.
Yeah, right. Number 13, Kirsten Haunted wrote, "Bloodlust? No, I know exactly where it is." And then Fuck It Black Coffee is Fine writes, "Looks down at my bloodstained shirt as I say this before passing out as sarcastically as possible." Hey, B. Yeah, I know exactly where my blood is. It's pooling on the floor. All right.
It's going to take you a while to get that out.
I know that's the problem. They're getting it out. You generally, with blood, you want to keep it in, right?
Just whipping it out, huh?
Whipping it out. Just whip it out.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Just start helicoptering. All right, number 14, 7 Suptic says, "Nature documentary, but the narration is just weird enough to make you question it. Some fish can walk out of water, so remember that next time. You might think you're safe, but horses are omnivores." And then Toxic Glue replies with, "Please watch The Round Planet on Netflix. It's exactly like that." And there's several screenshots about part of this about jellyfish, and the captions say, "They look like haunted marshmallows. A group of jellyfish is called a swarm or a smack, which is probably what the scientist who named them was on." They've survived... let me just get this out. They survived for 600 million years without a brain. A ray of hope for some of my BBC colleagues.
I can picture like Steve Brule doing the narration. for something like that.
Steve Brule, there's a deep cut. Yeah.
Yep.
If you mention Steve Brule, you're definitely an insomniac.
Have been.
Yeah. Number 15, Homunculus Argument writes, you ever sit there on your stupid ass thinking your stupid thoughts like, yes, my father died when I was 17, but that didn't have any kind of emotional impact on me because despite of being physically present through my whole childhood, he either could not or would not provide any kind of emotional support or a sense of security. As his presence had never been a source of love, comfort, and safety, his sudden and complete absence wasn't a source of distress or fear. But what if I won't benefit from therapy enough for it to be useful since nothing genuinely traumatic has ever happened to me? And then they followed up saying, okay, I know I started this, but every single one of you who finds this personally relatable needs therapy.
I don't have a problem. You have a problem.
J. Smith says, if it's called internal bleeding, it's not really bleeding, is it? See, that's the problem. The blood, it shouldn't just be in the body. It has to be in specific places. Yep. And so it starts wandering around. You're kind of in trouble. All right. Number 16. This name, wow, this is giving me thoughts here. Chainsaw Roomba. That's when you really want to fuck somebody's shit up, right?
Chainsaw Doomba.
Yeah, right. Just put like a chainsaw on a Roomba on Doom and just send it into the bunch of demons and see how it goes, right?
It's BattleBots.
Yeah, it's BattleBots, exactly. All right, well, Chainsaw Roomba says, Guy Fieri in a black cloak donned with hell flames. Activates Flame Sword. This flavor town isn't big enough for the both of us. Gordon Ramsay in white dystopia chefcore wear. Whips out electric extendable nunchucks. We'll fucking see about that.
White dystopia chefcore.
Yeah, and then the next reply is from Gordon Ramsay.
Wow.
Yeah. And he says, Guy would be no fucking match for me. I'd destroy him.
Nice.
And then Chainsaw Roomba just goes, oh my god? like fucking shit. Gordon Ramsay replied, he fucking stupidest Tumblr post ever. Oh man. All right. So number 17, Endie City says, I want that heat miser's head on a pike. And then Mortified seems to have misunderstood what that means, and they posted a Photoshop picture of the heat miser's head on a fish.
On a pike.
Yeah, and wrote, gotcha covered. And Endie City replies with, all right, well, you did follow the instructions given. Okay, well, number 18, Dama Zvaiwana says, She femaled femininely across the room, her breasts breasting breastily. Her jeans were tighter than my asshole. That really went places. And then Gardevoir, it's Gardevoir but with dashes for some reason, writes, which Ed Sheeran song is this?
Oh no.
So you know how, like, especially when I'm playing fighting games and I'm like doing some big combo, I'll say like, my pants are so tight. I think next time I'll say my pants are tighter than my asshole.
That works.
There you go. All right, number 19. So this is posted by Scary Stories. It says a memo to Disney cast members. A Disney cast member's top priority is the comfort and safety of our guests. What is this shit? Oh my god. For this reason, Disney World employees must follow these rules. Failure to do so will result in disciplinary action. Ask to examine the photos our guests have taken. Be friendly. Check for abnormalities. If any are found, call for security. Guests may be distracted with free merchandise.
Hey.
I don't know exactly what sort of abnormalities in a photo would make you call security, but okay. Every 7th photograph taken on the dinosaur attraction must be deleted. If questioned, explain that it is a technical error and offer fast passes. See, this is obviously, made up for jokes, but I could see this being a thing.
It sounds possible.
Yeah. The rumors of sharks and crocodiles in the lagoon are false. However, there is no swimming outside of designated swimming pools on Disney property. Dead alligators are common around the lagoon. Simply evacuate the area, call security, then take note of how much has been eaten.
Oh man.
There was only
the
one.
third Thursday of every month,
Yeah.
please perform the required ritual around this section of the
Yeah.
eastern courtyard.
Hi.
Otherwise, the curse of Mowgli's place may once again come to befall us.
Hi, Kay. And Ebi's right. Ebi says it sounds like a creepypasta. There was only one Mickey out at once. If you find a second Mickey having an autograph session, check for eye holes. All Disney costumes have eye holes. If you don't find eye holes, allow the session to continue but disallow photos. Call security immediately after the session concludes. If you
don't find eye holes, run.
Yeah, that's what it really should say. If you spot a second Mickey off to the side, lure him into the tunnels. That's what the ducks are there for. What? Leave immediately afterwards and do not look back. This is definitely a creepypasta at this point. The Disney World security unit does not wear specially marked clothing. If you see someone wearing a shirt that says Disney Security, shut down that section of the park immediately. Following these rules will help ensure a safe and pleasurable trip to the happiest place on Earth, so stay knowledgeable and stay safe. What kind of crazy ducks they got in the tunnels in Disney World? Damn.
Uh-huh.
I want to see this.
There is a section of Disney World, I can't remember off the top of my head, that actually has a lot of feral cats that come out at night. They just leave them there to help control the mice.
Yeah, I've read about that. I heard it was the whole park, though, not just, like, one part. That they just got, like, cats that come out at night and
just let them loose.
Yeah. Okay, so this is number 20. It starts with Secret Lady Spider sharing a tweet from L. Rose saying, "You don't have ADHD and it's all in your head. Where else in my body do you think my brain was?" And then Fur Bearing Brick says, "ADHD is stored in the ass." And then Astral Lemon says, "The A in ADHD stands for ass." Mooney Mango says, "What do the other letters stand for?" And then Commander Cliche says, "Ass don't have dopamine."
I guess it works.
I mean, I can't argue with anything there because it's probably true on some level.
Although, what if the ass did store some level of dopamine? We don't know.
Well, I mean, ADHD is stored in the ass is like it's like that joke, pee is stored in the balls.
Yes.
Yeah. Number 21, Pancake Kiki posts a picture of George Costanza screaming, "Holes, I need holes," and says, "Me checking the bottoms of a very expensive ceramic plant pots for drainage." And then Grizzly Adventure says, "Sigourney Weaver to a bunch of children in the desert." I don't quite get that.
I'm not sure where they're going with that one.
Yeah.
I get the potted plant thing. I don't get the Sigourney Weaver thing. Did she do some movie about children in the desert that I'm not aware of? Wait a minute, there was only 21?
Ah,
You lie. You lie, pleaded Jeans.
you're a lying liar who lies.
Well, out of 21, I'm confused. I'll give it an 18, though. What do you guys think?
I give it a 16. Sweet 16.
Oh, that would be sweet. Yeah. Oh, ooh.
What is the scale out of?
Out of 21.
Okay, fair enough. I'll probably just give it a 14 then.
There you go. Because there's 21 of them.
21?
Yeah. Okay, Ross, you said you didn't have a list for us, right?
No.
That's okay,
Complete
yeah.
block, ain't got shit.
It's fine, that's fine. Well, I have several lists before we get to the submitted ones, and I'm going to start with this one from BuzzFeed, because I didn't really look at it, but I saw it, and I was like, oh, that sounds like it could be fun. It's the 23 worst superhero movies.
Any ideas as to what'll be on here?
Well, the worst superhero movie that I saw was probably Supergirl. That was
man.
pretty dire. Also, Ghost Rider I didn't have much use for.
Probably the second one of those two.
And I didn't see the second one because I didn't want to. And Kick-Ass I hated, but I figure it won't be on here because a lot of people seem to like that one.
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah.
What about the? Do you think they would count the Roger Corman Fantastic Four?
I mean, it wasn't even released, so I mean, it is bad, but like it was made with a budget of about $20, so.
And just made just so they can keep the rights, just like every other Fantastic Four movie ever made.
Yeah.
And that $20 was spent on the beer.
There you go. And it was cheap beer. Moogle says Catwoman and Superman 4. Those are good Oh, Batman and Robin's going to be on here, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Probably.
Ross, anyone to guess before we start?
Like worst superhero movies ever made.
What's the worst one you've ever seen?
Worst one I've ever seen. I'll admit, I don't think I've seen a superhero movie that I didn't like.
Well, good. That's amazing, then.
But I'd have to say that...
Because there's so many of them that are, some of them are bound to be kind of shitty, so you've gotten lucky.
Well, that thing is, though, I mean, I probably haven't seen too many compared to you guys, so...
Maybe not. Well, all right, well, here's the list, then. Let's see. Oh, okay, no, see, now I don't even... Number 23 is Eternals, and I think that's... I think that's a dick move, because it wasn't bad. It's so weird, because, like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been so, like, consistently good that when you come out with a movie like Avengers Age of Ultron or Eternals that's just sort of like, it's merely okay, it's like, people's like, well, it sucks because it's the worst one, but there's so many things worse than Eternals. Like, it was watchable.
Yeah, it's like saying, I don't know, the worst 8-bit Mega Man game is still good.
Mega Man 1, in other words. It's still good.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just like, I get like where the, like, especially with Eternals, it was coming off of like Shang-Chi was right before that, and Black Widow, so it's like those two are really good, and then I can understand it being disappointing, but I don't think that makes it bad necessarily.
When the bar is that high, though, it can only go so high and deliver that well. Yeah,
they're not all going to be A+. They're not all going to be A+. And honestly, I've seen it twice now, and I thought the second time I liked it a little more than the first time. So maybe it's one of those things you have to watch a few times.
And I mean, I would watch a B+ movie again.
Yeah. Well, Eternals is more of a C+, but...
Yeah, I never saw it. Yeah. Never saw Black Widow. Never saw the other thing you were talking
Shang-Chi.
about.
I got to recommend Shang-Chi. A lot of fun. If you like, kung fu and comedy and lots of crazy action with like dragons and shit, good stuff. All right, number 22 is The Shadow. I don't even remember what this was about. I remember watching it.
I think this was I think this is the movie Frank Miller himself actually directed.
No, that's The Spirit. This is this one came out in the 90s. It was with Alec Baldwin. It was based on an old radio program, and I remember as a kid wanting to see it, and then I remember seeing it. And I remember that I liked it, but I don't remember anything about the movie.
Is he like a guy in a purple suit?
No, that's the Phantom.
Phantom.
Yeah.
Sorry, oh boy.
No, he has that. He's like a very golden age sort of, like he's like got a cloak and like a hat and like like some bandages on his face so you can't see who he is. And it was a radio program in the 40s. It was like, who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men, the shadow,
Uh-huh.
All right, number 21 is X-Men: The Last Stand. This one was pretty fucking dire.
I'd say of the X-Men movies that were of the original Fox trilogy, I actually liked that's X-Men 2. I'm sorry. Yeah, The Last Stand I thought was okay, but it wasn't no X2.
X2 was the best one. Yeah, Last Stand was, I pretty much had no use for it. There were too many characters. It was confusing. I don't know. It just wasn't that interesting to me.
I don't know. I still had a good time with it. I thought Beast was well cast.
Kelsey Grammer, really?
Yeah, that was fun.
I don't know. Nicholas Hoult was a better Beast.
Well, now, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Number 20 is Howard the Duck. It's not really a superhero. It's a comic book, but it's not really a superhero movie. I mean, he's just
Maybe that's what they meant.
I guess.
Yeah.
He's a duck with a fucking smart mouth. That's all it is.
Uh-huh. I think I might have seen this when I was a little kid, but I don't remember a single damn thing about it, so I don't really have an opinion.
I remember the special effects. That's about it.
I choose not to have an opinion on human-duck relations.
Oh, God. It's true.
Uh-huh.
That's true. Number 19 is The Phantom. We just mentioned this, and that's some bullshit because The Phantom is actually pretty good.
I think I may have seen bits and pieces, but I don't think I've seen the whole thing.
It was with Billy Zane. The only thing that I would criticize is the villain was played by Treat Williams, and he was playing it up like a hammy sort of B movie while everyone else was kind of taking it seriously. It's like he didn't really get the memo. But I don't know.
It's also partially the director's fault.
It definitely, and he should have been told to. He should have told him to dial it back. I didn't think it was a bad movie at all. Number 18 is Spider-Man 3. It's pretty flawed, but it's like, I don't know, like
it was Spider-Man 3 was okay. It was definitely the worst of like the original three Spider-Man
It's the
films.
least good.
Yeah, it's a flawed movie, but it you can see where there were good parts to it.
Too many cooks in the kitchen, but
definitely.
I mean, it still tasted okay.
Yeah. Number 17 is The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Now this was really bad.
I like this movie.
Really? It was incomprehensible.
Yeah. I know. And I thought it was great. I've seen it like 3 or 4 times.
It was so bad it made Sean Connery retire.
That he put his stamp on his career with this movie.
And that's no, he was so disgusted that he quit acting. That's what happened. You know what happened? He's sitting there. I'm Sean Connery. I beat women. You know, he gets a script. He reads it. He says, "This is bullshit. Doesn't make any fucking sense." Sends it back, says no. It was Lord of the Rings. He was offered a very big whoops. So he was like, next time I get a script, there's a bunch of bullshit, I'll take it, because I guess these movies are big, right? He gets another script, he's like, I can't make heads or tails of this. I'll say yes, it's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And he hated it so much that he was like, fuck acting.
Damn.
It was a slight dramatization.
This movie, but I liked it.
There's no defending this movie.
Yeah, I'll agree. There's no defending it, but I thought it was okay.
If you enjoyed it, that's fine, but it is bad. Number 16 is X-Men Origins Wolverine, and see now I didn't think it was that bad. Like compared to The Last Stand, it was at least fun, and at least you could follow it. It's a bit on the goofy side. It comes off like an 80s action movie in a way, which I kind of like. Special effects are kind of bad, but it's a little more grounded than, The Last Stand, so at least there's that.
And you can't put all the fault on what they did to Deadpool, because, I mean, the rest of it was fine.
Yeah. Number 15 is Batman and Robin, which was once famously described by Kevin Smith as not one of the worst movies ever, but one of the worst things ever.
That's pretty bad.
It's hyperbolic, but let's be real. This was a fever dream.
I think you could still have a good time with it, though. If you just...
I think it depends on how drunk you are.
Exactly, right?
A couple of beers and it's the greatest movie ever. I mean, it's obviously very bad, but there is entertainment value to it, how bad it is,
Yes. One of those so bad it's good if you're into that.
Manic is like, well, Sean Connery didn't come back for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and EB's like, dude, you'd have been like 100 years old at that point. Oh, wow. EB says, I watched it with riff tracks and I was still bored. Maybe it's because you weren't drunk.
Yeah, riff tracks is great.
Number 14 is Blade Trinity. You notice that there's like this thing with superhero trilogies, like Spider-Man, Blade, and X-Men follow the same pattern where the first one's pretty good, the second one's better, and then the third one is ass. And Blade Trinity is pretty fucking bad.
I just remember the scene where Dracula goes into like a sex shop and sees that Dracula dildo bobbing left and right.
He was... Oh, God. He's like, you have vampire stuff? And like, yeah, we might have a few things. Because it was a vampire story. Oh, my God. Yeah. The only good line that Dracula had in that movie was when Blade called him a motherfucker, and he goes, motherfucker, I like that. It's like, I learned a new insult today.
And it's a really good one.
It's like, well, keep up, Vlad. We've been using it for a couple of 100 years, right? Yeah. It wasn't very good. And it's completely Wesley Snipes' fault. He stayed in his trailer almost the whole time. Almost every scene is his fucking stunt double.
He was a zombie.
Damn.
Yeah. Number 13 is, wow, I can't disagree more, Wonder Woman 1984. I mean, surely it was not as good as the first one, but like when the first movie's great and then the second one is merely just good, that doesn't, I mean, yes, that's disappointing, but that doesn't mean it's the 13th worst superhero movie of all time.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen the first one or that one.
Definitely you want to see the first one. It was really good. The second one it's a little slow paced. It's a little long. It could be edited into something better, I think, but it's certainly got, a lot of good action and the acting is good. Was this list
by a chud?
It's possible. If Captain Marvel shows up, then we know, right? That's what Evie says
that was
as well.
From Evie.
Yeah. Number 12 is Suicide Squad. Well, I mean, yeah, I wanted to like this, but it's a hard movie to like.
Yeah, I never saw that.
I saw it. I thought it was fine, but I would have no problem never seeing it again.
You want to see the second one? That's the fun Suicide Squad movie. The Suicide Squad. Very very fun. Doesn't take itself seriously. It's not all morbid. It's like a Suicide Squad movie.
It's being shown off as dope as fuck.
Yeah. And he's like, and then I love when he goes, "Damn it!" Like he knows that's true. You know. Oh, number 11. Here's a hard agree. Jonah Hex. Jonah Hex was the worst type of bad. Incredibly fucking boring.
Yeah, it's different when you go so big that it's bad, but if it's just dull, that's the worst.
If you have a movie where you have this fucking guy with a horse that has chain guns mounted to each side and you're still bored to tears, you've done something very wrong.
And what's interesting enough, I've never seen the movie myself, but I do know that they actually did have to give him the superpower to, talk to dead people because...
I never understood that.
Yeah, apparently he wasn't interesting any other way.
Oh, Lord.
Jonah Hex is just supposed to be this cowboy bounty hunter. That's really all he's supposed to be. And they were like, well, let's make him Hellboy.
Oh, I guess so.
Number 10 is Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Wow. It's just like on the bad side of meh.
It was a slight improvement over the previous one, but it still kind of sucked.
I only saw half of it because I don't remember the rest of it because I was a little inebriated. Yeah. Number 9 is The Spirit. The Spirit is incomprehensible. I could not imagine how crazy this was going to be because it's just...
Now, despite what you may think about him, I still think the nostalgia critics gave a pretty good take on it.
Well, I don't know what he said about it, but I could tell you that my thought is like The Spirit is like basically just Dick Tracy who isn't a cop. That's basically the whole idea. If Dick Tracy wasn't a cop, he would be the Spirit. And they made this fucking fever dream with, where he has superpowers and then there's Samuel L. Jackson making egg puns, and I'm just like, what is on the screen right now? Am I having a stroke?
I think The Spirit should go suck an egg.
Yeah. And E.B. couldn't have said it better. It was an insult to Will Eisner's name. Will Eisner was the guy who did the newspaper strip The Spirit that it was based on. Number 8 is Elektra. Elektra is just...
Yeah.
It wasn't that it was the worst thing ever, but it was boring. And then it kind of came off like a low-rent, made-for-TV movie from about maybe 1994. That's kind of the vibe I got off of it.
Probably would have done better if they, just, I don't know, did a mini-series or something.
Yeah. It wasn't very exciting. Jennifer Garner sure tried, though. I'll give her credit. Elektra, it happened. Number 7 is Green Lantern, which I gotta say, this is like one of those situations where the expectations were very high. And then what we got... And then what we got was meh. I don't think it's the 7th worst superhero movie. I don't think it's that bad, but it's pretty meh. And
I saw this in theaters, and I had a good time.
I had a good time too, but I was definitely like, this is nowhere near what I was hoping,
Yeah.
But very meh.
Yeah, there's that scene at the end. There's the post-credit scene at the end of Deadpool 2 where,
Yeah. He goes back in time and shoots Ryan Reynolds in the head.
Yeah. You're welcome, Canada.
Oh, boy. Number 6 is Steel. See, now I've seen this one. It's bad. I'm not going to make any excuses. But what kills me is that I see kind of what they were trying to do, and they didn't go hard enough. They half-assed it.
Yeah, I never saw this. I know Shaq was involved.
Yeah, he can't act either, by the way. I mean, like, I'll give them credit for Richard Roundtree's performance because he's always a lot of fun, but it just wasn't very good. Like, they should have gone crazy goofy, and they were trying to take it seriously. And
yeah, you use Shaq the way he ought to be used.
Yeah, exactly. Number 5 is Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, which I have not seen. It's the first one on here that I have not seen. The reason that I have not seen it is because I saw the first Ghost Rider.
Big mistake.
That was enough.
Yeah, I saw the first Ghost Rider, and I remember enjoying it, and it was an alright movie, but I never saw the second one.
The first Ghost Rider, to me, I just remember being very confused by it and just wondering, why they just don't have an intervention for Nicolas Cage and just keep him away from, snorting pixie sticks or whatever the fuck he's into.
He wants to be in every single movie ever made.
Yeah. He actually, because Ghost Rider was such a massive failure, you'd wonder how the fuck would they make a sequel when the first one did so poorly. Nicolas Cage basically paid to make the second one.
He did?
Yeah.
Dang, he must really like it.
He's in love with the character, I guess. Number 4 is Barbed Wire. Wow, it's not really a superhero movie. I mean, it is based on a comic book, but... So, let me tell you my experience watching Barbed Wire, which... Yeah, Pamela Anderson can't act. Let's get that out of the way.
Yep.
But I'm sitting there, and I'm expecting it to be, like, the worst thing ever, right? And I'm just like, okay, so the acting's really bad. The budget is a joke. It's really cheap looking. But I'm like, the story is compelling. I'm just like, why is it so interesting? Like, it's such a good story. And I have no idea. I've never read the Barbed Wire comics. I have no idea what it's about, right? And then about halfway through, I'm like, wait a minute. This is the exact plot of Casablanca.
Oh.
I'm not even fucking joking. If you take every character from Casablanca, gender swap every single character, and put them into a post-apocalyptic world, just replace World War II with World War III, same fucking shit, right? Replace replace it with a fictional country. Boom, yeah, Barbed Wire.
And they thought they could pull one over on us. Gotcha, Barbed Wire.
So it was basically the only thing that was good about it was plagiarized.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah, you might as well just watch Casablanca and then watch the Tommy and Pam sex tape afterwards, and you get basically the same amount of enjoyment. Probably more, actually, because you watch Casablanca. All right.
I'm not sure about the whole Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson sex tape thing. I mean, if I wanted to watch the plastic dolls fucking, I'd...
They have that. I mean, number 3 is Catwoman. My thought on Catwoman, there's about 20 minutes of good movie there, but unfortunately the movie's longer than that.
You got to cut around that 20 minutes.
You just cut it into a short, That costume was so bad.
It's like thank God I never saw that.
Leather fetish thing. And then Sharon Stone is this villain who gets superpowers from her makeup. That's something that Mad TV would come up with. It's how is that even the real plot?
Mad TV. It would be.
Yeah. Number 2 is Morbius. I haven't seen this, nor do I have any desire. This is the new one that just came out, and I couldn't care less.
More like morbid us, right?
More like more BS.
Oh.
Got him. Number 1 is Justice League. Really? I'm assuming they're referring to Justice League here.
Another good one.
Yeah.
You're on a roll.
Justice League is it's a mess, but it's not the worst superhero movie ever.
I haven't seen the recut, whatever.
Yeah,
that one's called.
the HBO Max version. It's just called Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Haven't seen it.
It's really good. It's 4 hours long though, but really good.
Yeah, I never saw either version of Justice League.
It's a sort of like melt your brain popcorn movie. It's not like that bad. Like honestly, there's so many really bad ones that aren't on here. Like like Manic brings up a good point. Like Superman 3 and 4 are like worse than most of these movies. So like kind of a weak sauce list.
I remember really liking and enjoying Superman 4 when I was a kid. I watched that movie all the time, but then again, I was a kid.
It's definitely a movie that is good for a kid because it's so, it's kind of cartoonish,
Is that the one with, what is it, Radiation Man?
It was Nuclear Man.
Nuclear Man.
Nuclear Man, yeah. With his perm and his lightning fingers.
Yeah, beautiful hair.
Uh-huh.
Supergirl, man, they forgot about that one. That movie was like honestly, like everybody should see it once, just as a study of how to get everything wrong. But
yeah, I think I've only ever seen bits and pieces of it, so
it's a mess. Out of 23, pretty weak. I'm gonna say 7. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna give it a 10. A 10 feels about right.
What do you think, Ross?
Oh God, I think I'll probably just give it like a 5 or so. But then again, I haven't seen half the list.
That's fine. Oh, Manic brings up a great point. He says, "Wasn't Punisher Warzone really bad?" And that I forgot about that one, Manic. That's the only movie that I saw in theaters that I strongly considered just walking out about halfway through. I was just like, this is just like I was honestly sitting there like I have better things to do.
I liked the Punisher movie before that one.
Oh, that one was really good, yeah. But this one, Warzone's pretty dire. I haven't seen the newest Hellboy. That's Evie just brought that up. That one was supposedly pretty bad, but I don't know. I wasn't into it. I liked 1 and 2, and I was just like, why did they have to do a reboot? So I just
do a third one.
Well, they wanted, the director of the first two, Guillermo del Toro, he wanted to do a third one, and they basically told him to go fuck himself.
That's crazy. It's Guillermo del Toro.
Well, because Hellboy 2 didn't make a whole lot of money, Here's the crazy thing. His next one, before Hellboy 3, he wanted to make a Abe Sapien movie, with Doug Jones. And it was going to be his origin story, and they told him, well, we're not doing that, And he took the story and made it into, just changed a few things. He made it into his own movie, The Shape of Water, won Best Picture.
Yep.
One of the best movies of the year. So, what does that tell you, right?
I think the man knows what he's talking about.
I would hope so, right? I mean, okay, so hold on, I gotta. Boy, I have this list here, but it's not like showing the whole thing, and it's pissing me off. Let me see if I can maybe because it's on my phone, let's try this. All right, that got it working. All right, so this is from Ruin My Week. It's 30 simple movie plot holes that people say ruin the movie for them.
Okay.
So it's just a very quick testimonials of someone that something they found wrong with the movie that just bugged them enough that they didn't like the movie because of that one thing. Number 1, Bruce Wayne being completely broke in A Dark Knight Rises because his share trading was allowed to stand despite the fact that there was a terrorist attack on the stock exchange. That one used to bug me, but if you really think about it, like they had that computer hooked up to the stock exchange for a long time, and it was obviously that they were backdating things and making it seem like he had been fucking around for a long time. And Alfred even said, yeah, we'll be able to prove it was fraud, but it's going to take a long time.
Uh-huh.
That didn't even enter my mind at all. I was focused more on Batman, hit things.
You're waiting for the Joker to blow up the hospital, right? Oh, wait, no, that's the third one. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, wrong movie, but yeah. Okay, number 2, Limitless. If he's so fucking smart, why didn't he pay the drug dealer? That would be like priority 1, even for your average moron. I don't even know what this movie is.
Never saw that movie.
Isn't that the one where... Oh, wait, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing, where, like, the guy gets a pill that gives him, like, heightened abilities or something like that?
I honestly don't know.
I think it's like one that accelerates his brain or some shit like that. I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh. Number 3. If you steal a car during the purge, how do you get to keep it? Do you have to prove you stole it then? How? Is there a special paper to fill out at the DMV the next day? Look. The less you think about the purge, the more you're going to enjoy it, okay? You start to think about it, it doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
No shit.
I imagine a lot of these are going to be hyper-analyzing.
Seems that way. Number 4, Ant-Man. They specifically say early in the movie that his mass won't change, only the space between his molecules, so he'd always weigh 200 pounds. Later on in the same movie, Hank Pym has a freaking tank on his keychain. Also, the fact that ants can carry Scott. I know ants are strong, but he still weighs 200 pounds. Yeah, they probably should have kept that line out of the movie because it did make it seem kind of confusing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just remove that line, or I don't know, just don't pay attention.
Number 5, how does Edward get an erection in Twilight? You know, maybe you should ask Stephanie Meyer. Just get right in her face and ask her that question. I'm sure she'd
be happy to tell you.
Yeah, she'll sit you down, make you a cup of tea, and tell you all about Edward's penis. Number 6, the Marauders Map. Fred and George saw a Peter Pettigrew sleeping with Ron every night on the map. The twins never said a word, but they knew who he was. You know, I would just assume they weren't exactly looking at where he was, you know? Or just that J.K. Rowling's a kind of a lazy writer.
Ooh.
Oh, number 7. Why do the cars in cars have doors or seats?
Because they're cars.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty... I mean, there's nothing about cars that makes sense. It's a silly movie. Number 8, why didn't they build a house and live near a waterfall in a quiet place? Well, I'm going to just assume that they don't know how to build a house. It's not something that just anybody could do. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, let's just build a house, honey. Oh, sure, let me get my hammer. Like, come on. That's overthinking it. Number 9. You can leave the country in the purge. No one tries to do fraud during those hours. What a waste of potential. Yeah, why doesn't everybody do their taxes on purge night? Just commit massive tax fraud, right? Number 10. Every single Christmas movie involving Santa. The normal plot to these movies is Santa exists, but nobody believes in him. Do the parents just think that there are presents under the tree that just appear there? I guess yes. You're definitely overthinking that one.
Yeah.
How many Santa Claus movies are you watching?
There's a lot out there.
Number 11. How the hell... This is in all caps. How the hell did Austin Powers get that little truck completely sideways in that hallway? You know what? I was laughing so hard at that part that I didn't think to worry about that.
I'm just picturing it right now.
Well, there's a GIF.
Down,
wait, hold. I'm gonna hold it up to the. There's a GIF there. You can see it on the screen. There it is, guys. There it is.
Still going.
Yeah.
To this day.
Hey. All right. Number 12. In Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. They explain that if you give away the magic compass, it releases your worst fear. Jack's worst fear is Salazar and his crew, so they are freed from the Devil's Triangle when I'm so bored with this already. When Jack trades the compass for rum. But Jack willingly gave away the compass multiple times in the previous movies, and Salazar was not freed. So, this is why I stopped after the third movie, because I saw the fourth one and it was sucky, and I guess this is the fifth one and it doesn't sound like they made it any better.
I don't know. I've only seen the first one and I liked it.
Number 13. In Back to the Future 2, if the old man Biff went back in time to give himself the sports almanac, how did he go back to the future to put the time machine back for Marty and the Doc? At this point, wouldn't he only be able to go back to the new future where Biff is rich?
I've thought of this one before, but I just choose to ignore it.
It's a good point, but whatever, right?
Then there's no movie.
Yeah, exactly. Then it's just, Jennifer Shue passed out in an alleyway. Number 14, X-Men First Class, Darwin's death. Darwin's power is that he can adapt and survive anything. Kevin Bacon comes over, puts a light dandelion in his mouth, and he just dies for realsies. That made me so fucking angry. Yeah, I didn't understand why they just... Like, I know that they had to give the Kevin Bacon characters a big show of power and have him kill one of the X-Men, but it was a pretty dumb idea to kill Darwin off just by having this guy pop a little gold ball into his mouth.
I didn't understand that, but yeah. I don't know. There was a lot happening in that movie.
It was a very good movie, but I didn't really like that part. Number 15, Suicide Squad. The whole movie was a simple hole. Why advertise Enchantress as one of the team when she's immediately the main antagonist? Slipknot died so quick he basically wasn't even in the movie. Well, the ad team and the movie team were on two different planets at that point, so that's your answer, really.
Uh-huh.
As a matter,
tells me that one of the teams, or maybe even both of them, died on their way back home.
Well, they're talking about the first Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
I know.
Number 16. Oh god, this fucking movie. Jeepers Creepers. The monster guy has a big scary truck with a license plate that says "Be eating you." Are we to believe this demon monster went to the DMV or wherever to get this? And why would he drive anywhere? He has wings. I'm going to assume he made it himself. Let's be real. As for why he drives, I don't know, to go pick up teenage boys and eat them.
Some people just like driving,
yeah.
Even if they have the ability to run or fly.
I had this conversation in college where these people were trying to convince me that Dragon Ball Z was the shit. And they were showing me this compilation, right? And it was just fighting. And I said, is there anything in this that isn't fighting? And they go, well, there was that one episode where Goku got his driver's license. And I'm like, can't the motherfucker fly?
Well, his wife, on the other hand, wants him to learn how to drive, so he could drive her to the store and back.
Can he fly her to the store?
Yep.
Right. Damn.
That's Chi-Chi for you.
Yeah.
She's something.
And they try to say this guy's better than Superman. Number 17, mostly everything in the last season of Game of Thrones.
Never saw any season of Game of Thrones.
No desire to. No.
I saw one episode and was like, this is too much. I'm out.
I read a little bit of the first book and I was like, I don't like this. Number 18, in The Mummy Returns, there's a scene where they have to get the little kid into a pyramid before the morning sun hits it. The sun starts to rise over a hilltop and they successfully race with the sun while the light follows behind them. Except it should have been inverted. Where the light was following, it should have been the shadow of the hill and the sun should have already hit the pyramid. They inverted the entire dynamic of... Who posted this? Neil deGrasse Tyson? Who gives a fucking shit? It's the fucking Mummy. I mean, come on.
Because that way it looks really cool. Like the sun is chasing them.
Number 19. Dust storms of destructive magnitudes can't happen on Mars, but Matt Damon can still play one hell of a botanist. Well, he did science the shit out of that movie, so...
Yeah.
And now he's a crypto shill. Or at least was in a commercial shilling crypto.
Oh, no.
That's sad. And I like Matt Damon. That's sad. Number 20, Gravity. So many mistakes. The one that stands out is George Clooney. Who fucking cares? I'm done with this Neil deGrasse Tyson shit.
Oh, my God.
All right. Number 21. In the American Ring movie, the key plot point for the ghoul is that she's at the bottom of the well, and the last thing she sees is a ring of light as they slide the covering over the top. The well top is a thick brick. The round wooden cover is larger than the hole, obviously, or it would fall down and be a terrible well lid. They clearly slide the lid over the well. It should have been called the Crescent. I couldn't get over it the whole movie. You really couldn't get over that? Because that's the end of the movie when they show that.
Well, there's not much movie left to get over.
Yeah, right? Sounds like it wasn't that big of a deal. Number 22, Ben Affleck and Armageddon. Wouldn't it be easier to train astronauts to be drillers than it would be to train oil drillers to be astronauts? Michael Bay, shut the fuck up. That's an actual real conversation. And by the way, Michael Bay was correct. They have those types of people. They're called mission specialists. They're only trained to survive in space and do their thing.
Uh-huh.
Because oil drillers are not up much. They're not like just some asshole. They're really...
if I was to have any kind of nitpick about any kind of movie, I'd say, why 18 days? Honestly, I'd believe it better if it was like 18 months, but you know what? Fuck it. It's an alright movie.
Why not, right?
I really liked Armageddon. I
liked Armageddon a lot. I thought it was fun. Number 23, Aladdin asks Genie to make him a prince so he can be with Jasmine, as she can only marry a prince. After Jafar exposes Aladdin as the boy from the market at the end of the film, they end up defeating Jafar, and Aladdin then has one wish left. He promised to Genie to set him free. Genie then suggests he make Aladdin a prince again so he can marry Jasmine and be with her. What was that first wish then, Genie? Why wouldn't the first wish stand? How can he be granted the wish of becoming a prince and then suddenly, because it was found out he used to be poor, he's suddenly not a prince anymore? It's a good point. Never thought of it that way. I was just wondering what he was supposed to be a prince of.
He's a Prince Ababwa.
All right, number 24, The Rescuers Down Under. Well, I guess somebody had to see this movie. After they defeat the villain and fly into the sunset, the movie ends. But what about all the animals that were captured? They would never free them. They probably die in their cages because the one guy who gave them food is dead. Granted, he captured them in the first place, but now they're dead for sure. Hated that ending as a kid, and I wasn't able to enjoy both movies ever again. Wow, it was so bad it ruined the first movie.
Man, that's some deep impact of hatred.
Well, first Armageddon and now Deep Impact, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right, number 25. I wouldn't say this ruined the movie, but it was just so stupid. In the movie Pixels, you could probably just stop right there. But
Yep.
Eddie enters a cheat code, which I guess allows his car to teleport to various locations. If you haven't seen the movie, this is not a car in a video game. This is a car in the real world. You could make an argument that he was just abusing the computer system tracking them, but that still doesn't explain how he input a code from his car to hack a government military computer system. That's the thing that you had an issue with in Pixels?
Also, aren't they voxels, not pixels?
What about the guy that fucked Qbert? I mean, come on.
Now I'm glad I never saw that movie.
Yeah.
Somebody fucked Qbert. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, the mouse. I mean.
Oh, Jesus, Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. Number 26. Entangled, how or why does Rapunzel know when it's her birthday? In The Holiday, why do Jude Law's characters' kids have their own phones? One of them is like 4. Well, that's really 2 entries. How does she know when it's her birthday? I don't know. The fucking calendar?
Yeah,
or,
make mark on the walls.
She did have something of a caretaker there. She could have just, put a calendar there and said, oh, yeah, see, that's your birthday.
Yeah, that's all you need. Number 27, in that first Tomb Raider movie with Angelina Jolie, if the two halves of the magic triangle thing are placed together, it's an ultimate dangerous weapon. It must be destroyed. She finds one half early on. Rest of the movie, they have to track down the guy with the other half. Oh my god, just destroy the half you do have. Then the other half that he has will be rendered useless. That's a fucking good point, to be honest.
That is.
It's also a very common trope in those kinds of movies.
Yeah.
It's like those kind of MacGuffins are indestructible somehow.
Oh, man. Number 28, Pacific Rim. Oh, boy. Here we go. The breach is in one known location, never moves, yet for some reason they decide to build walls or use Jaegers as a last line of defense once the kaiju are already out. Why not have a bunch of Jaegers on rotation stood next to the breach and blast the kaiju to bits the moment they pop out? Or better yet, have a whole bunch of those plasma cannons aimed at the breach. It's such a glaring plot hole that it put me off the whole film. Like, yeah, we've now seen with COVID how bad we can be at handling global threats, but surely not this bad.
Well, why don't we just put you in charge?
Yeah, I mean, look, dude. That would have been a very boring movie, right? That's the answer. Number 29. I mean, the movie was already ruined, but in The Last Airbender, when the Earthbenders were imprisoned at some kind of camp until the Uvatar Ong comes by and tells them they just need to believe in themselves or something.
Never saw the movie, never saw the series it was based off of.
I have no words.
It just sounds very Disney-esque. Just believe in
I'm
yourself.
starting to realize that I kind of sound like Barrel, and that haven't actually seen too much of what we're talking about.
Yeah,
here.
but most of these ones that they're not good, so it's not like you're like, no, I've never seen Planet of the Apes. You're saying you've never seen Pixels in The Last Airbender. That's a good thing. Barrel would be like, hey, I've seen Pixels 7 times.
7 times? Dang. What did you miss the first 6?
I know. Look, this is the guy who said that he saw the Star Wars Christmas special 4.5 times. He always has to say 4.5, so.
Which half?
I'm guessing the first half. He said his friend turned it off because he couldn't deal with that shit.
Just get the cartoon in there.
Number 30, this is the last one. Jurassic World, when the kids take the battery out of the ATV to start the Jeep. Vehicle is 20 years old, but in pristine condition. Starts instantly with a wrong voltage and amperage battery. Bothers me every time. It changes the plot of the movie from that point forward. So, yeah, I mean, let's be real here. That's the sort of thing that, nobody really thinks about because it's like a plot convenience,
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I can imagine that part would just go right over my head like, oh, okay, it works now.
Yeah. Well, out of 30, this was a lot dumber than I thought it was going to be. Because most of these were really nitpicky, whiny people that I just kind of want to hit. So, I'm going to give it a 5. What do you guys think?
Yeah, same, 5.
Wow, I was going to be a lot more generous. I was going to give it a 20. Like, a lot of these, yeah, of course, you're correct, but just enjoy the movie.
Yeah, but that's you know what I mean? None of either they were like no big deal or the movie was so bad that who cares?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. All right, let's go over to our user submitted lists because we got a bunch of them. And I'm just scrolling up to see where I left off. Okay, here we are. So, wow. Okay, so Barrel keeps sending these Green Scorpion lists, so let's do it. Green Scorpion's top 10 axe wielders in video games. Oh. And with an honorable mention being Labris from Persona 4 Arena.
Never played it.
Me neither. But number 10 is Tomahawk Man from Mega Man 6, which really tells me, like, okay, I really need to think of one more axe guy. Tomahawk Man.
Yeah. It counts.
No, yeah. Number 9 is Gilius Thunderhead from the Golden Axe series. I would have figured he'd be like number 2 or something. Damn.
That was the first guy that came into my head.
When you think of a video game character with an axe, the first thing you think of is fucking... The axe is in the title.
Yeah, I think I remember renting Golden Axe a long fucking time ago.
I don't really like the Genesis version, but it was fun in the arcade. Number 8 is Matt Helms from No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle, which I don't know anything about.
I've only played the first one, and it was great.
Yeah. Number 7 is the Axum Rangers from Super Mario RPG. They did all have their little axes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they were colorful and funny. It was great.
They were definitely making fun of the Power Rangers, which was very relevant at the time.
No.
Number 6 is the Barbarian from the Diablo series.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't be looking at it. You gotta react to it as I'm telling you. But yes, that is true. Number 5 is Eddie Riggs from Brutal Legend. Yeah, I mean, it was a guitar, but all right. I mean, I didn't really like Brutal Legend, so I know Barrel likes it. Yeah. Number 4 is Astaroth from Soul Calibur. He was actually my main guy in Soul Calibur 2, which is weird because I don't usually go for the big, heavy tub of fuck character, but I would wreck people's asses with Astaroth.
I liked Ivy's whip sword.
Ivy was top tier.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Hector from Fire Emblem Blazing Sword. There's not enough axe characters in Fire Emblem. There needs to be more of them. That is true. EB says sometimes people refer to a guitar as an axe, or actually musicians in general refer to their any instrument as an axe. Number 2 is Precia Combatir from Tales of Symphonia, which I haven't played. And number 1 is Darius from League of Legends, because this guy has to have a League of Legends character in every single list.
Never played. Don't care. Next.
Yeah. Well, that was number 1. I would have thought the dwarf guy from Golden Axe for sure would be number 1, or at least number 2 or 3. But I'm gonna give it 7. 7 out of 10.
I think I've only ever played like maybe 3 of the games on that list, so I think I'll probably just give it like maybe a 4 or 5.
Get out of the list critics channel. You're supposed to be reading it along with me.
I'm just reading along with chat, and I give it a 6.
Okay, EB's got a link here. Let's see what it is. 16 terrifying, bizarre medical conditions you've never heard of that you might end up with from Thought Catalog. Yeah. Yeah, Jesse sweats salt, so there's that.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Wait, no, it's not. Don't ever get my...
You don't want that thing, right? Let's see. Number 1 is Stoneman Syndrome, or Fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, which I guess your skin just starts scaling up and hardening over time.
It's clobbering time.
There is no... Yeah, you become the thing. There is no known cure.
Oh my god.
So there's a treatment, but you're stuck with it regardless.
I think I was confusing that with the one where your muscles start turning into bone. That's terrifying.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that too. Yeah. It does fuck with your joints though too. So it says your joints will eventually become completely frozen in place. Number 2 is Alice in Wonderland Syndrome. It's a psychological disorder where you experience size distortion, increased or decreased volume of sound, and exaggerated perception. So basically, you go on a trip and never come back, like Syd Barrett.
Oh, yeah, one makes you larger and smaller.
You just be sitting there, like, dancing in traffic, going, Arnold Lane had a strange hobby, and then you get hit by a taxi.
Oh, yeah. Ouch.
Number 3 is water allergy. Being allergic to water can be pretty shitty when most of your body is water.
Uh-huh.
How do you live?
I saw a news program about a girl who had that, and like she could only be in the shower for 2 minutes, and it was bad. Yeah. She did live. She just didn't enjoy it too much.
At that point, you should just do a fucking sponge bath.
Well, you're still using water.
Mm-hmm. What about, can't you have a sand bath? Can't they use sand?
Most people don't have that set up in their house, right? Number 4 is Lewandowski-Lutz dysplasia, which is a skin disorder. Which, let's see what happens. Oh wow, your skin basically becomes like tree bark.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's gross.
I don't want to think about it.
Number 5 is fish odor syndrome. It's when you become a landlord in the Jersey Shore and your clients have a burger restaurant now. No, it's trimethylaminuria, which you just smell like fish, and there's nothing
that's
that you
unfortunate.
can really do about it. Yeah. Number 6, I've actually heard about this, alien hand syndrome. Basically, it's a neurological disorder, and your hand just kind of does its own thing.
Oh, alien hand.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It usually happens with severe brain damage or maybe as a complication of surgery to the brain, and basically your hand becomes like a different person's hand, kind of, it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah.
Like possessed, sort of?
Well, it's really what it is that you're thinking with one part of your brain and using your hand with another part of your brain. So a part of your brain is controlling your hand, but you're not connected to that part of your brain.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Number 7 is methemoglobinemia, which is... basically means that there's a lot of methemoglobin in your blood, which is a bad thing because it fucks you up. You don't get enough oxygen in your blood, and you probably just die. So,
I don't want that one.
No, nobody should want that one. Number 8 is Cotter delusion, or walking corpse syndrome.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. Basically, it's a mental disorder where you just believe that you are, in fact, dead.
Oh, that is trippy as heck.
Yeah. Sometimes you believe that you're actually immortal and cannot die, but either way, you're just convinced that you're just not in a living state. So.
Oh, that'd be so haunting to yourself.
Number 9 is Parry-Romberg syndrome, or progressive hemifacial atrophy, which basically means that the muscles on one side of your face just shrink and atrophy, and you start to, you look like Mel Gibson in that one movie.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Involves brain damage. You might start calling people sugar tits.
Oh!
Hey.
Number 10 is Cronkite Canada syndrome, which I don't know why it says Canada, but it appears to only affect Japanese men. But it's really interesting. Basically, you get some polyps in your gastrointestinal tract. That's the way it starts, but then you start to lose weight, and you retain water, and then all your organs swell up, and I guess you probably die at the end of it.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah. So there you go. It's weird though, because there's no genetic disposition. They believe that it is not hereditary. It is an acquired disease, but for some reason only Japanese men get it, which is kind of a contradiction, I think. Number 11 is Klein-Levin syndrome, which is extremely rare sleep disorder where you will just sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep, and then when you wake up, you're ridiculously horny and hungry, and that's pretty much the whole thing right there. You're either awake and just craving food and sex, or you're sleeping for weeks on end. What a life, right?
Hey,
no kidding.
It's a living.
Bachelor life.
Number 12 is Morgellons Syndrome, where it's you believe that you're infested with insects or parasites when you are in fact not. So.
Oh, is that where you start seeing spiders on your arms?
No, it's worse that you feel like they're under your skin.
Ooh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah. They're not, but it feels like it.
Oh.
Yeah. Number 3 is Stendhal Syndrome. So let's see what this is all about. There's a lot to read here. So basically, you're so overcome with emotion, you're in a sort of ecstasy from the idea of being... Oh, I've heard about this, actually. So basically, it's it's a mental thing that can happen when you visit someplace really beautiful or see a really beautiful piece of art, that you basically just collapse and you're just overcome with emotion. And it's basically...
So it's the ultimate form of I just can't even.
Yeah, basically that's exactly what it is. It's just you might faint, your heart starts going crazy, but it's not harmful. It's psychosomatic. I didn't know that's what it's called. Number 14 is cyclic vomiting syndrome, which doesn't sound very good. Basically, you just get really bad nausea. You start puking everywhere, and it just keeps happening over and over again. Sometimes up to 6 times in an hour.
Oh my! Your poor throat and your whole passage and everything.
And you never know when you're gonna have a bout of it. It could be a few days, or months, weeks, sometimes more. But then it just happens, and you're just having these waves of nausea and dealing with that. Number 15 is nail patella syndrome, which basically means that your nails, your fingernails, and your kneecaps are just not fully developed for whatever reason. I guess it's a birth defect.
So they're just weak and brittle or underdeveloped?
You just don't have more than a little tiny bit of fingernail, and your knees don't really work right, Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. And lastly, number 16 is Charles Bonnet Syndrome, or CBS. Let's see. It's a highly complex visual hallucination in patients suffering vision loss. And basically, you believe that you're hallucinating faces, but you're not seeing any faces. You're just thinking you're seeing faces.
Just in the air? Just there's a face. There's a face.
It doesn't really go into it in detail. It just says you are generally mentally sound, except that you hallucinate vivid faces.
Ooh, that's haunting on its own.
You are aware that it is a hallucination and that it is not real. It affects people with visual impairments and patients with macular degeneration, such as glaucoma.
That's me. Oh no.
Well, if you start seeing some faces, let us know.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I go to the CVS.
No, it's CBS. CVS was the vomiting one.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that was very interesting.
Uh-huh.
Out of 16, I'll say 16. I was certainly.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. That was something. That was a ride.
I'll give it a bittersweet 16.
Ah, there you go. All right. So I got a list from Alice. Alice sent me their top 10 games of 1999. Riddle says he's scarred for life.
1999.
Yeah, 1999. Alice's top games. Number 10 is Harvest Moon 64, which I have not played, but I know for people that play Harvest Moon, they do like that one quite a bit.
Just play Stardew Valley.
Yeah, there you go. That's the modern take. That doesn't come out in 1999 though.
Oh no, it didn't.
Yeah. Number 9 is Medal of Honor. That was a fun one. On the PlayStation.
It's one of the very first games my buddies and I used to play at our little LAN parties.
Oh, nice. Number 8 was Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, which I don't know, whatever on that. Resident Evil. Number 7 is Shadow Man. I barely remember
Shadow Man was good.
Yeah,
I played that on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, I think it was on the PlayStation as well. It's like an action game basically, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Based off a picture of a guy on it.
Yeah, there's usually a guy. Number 6 is Persona 2 Innocent Sin, which I have not played any of these Persona games, but there you have it.
Same.
Number 5 is Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. That's a great game.
Oh,
fantastic.
Love that one,
yeah. It's basically Civilization in space, Very cool.
In space.
Number 4 is SimCity 3000, which is SimCity in space.
In space.
Yeah, that was... I think I might have had that,
Yeah. Number 3 is Super Smash Brothers. I didn't like it that much. I didn't get into it until Melee came out. The first one, I was just like, there's not enough characters.
I never played any other game. Well, hold on. I think I might have played Melee once at a friend's house, but I don't think I've ever played any other Smash Bros. Games other than that and the first one.
Yeah. See, I didn't have it. I borrowed it from my cousin. For the weekend, and in that weekend I unlocked everything and pretty much did everything there was to do, and I was just like, all right, well, I guess I'm done with this, Number 2 is Planescape Torment. Not such a fan of that one.
Don't even know it.
Never even played it, but I know of it.
It's a PC RPG that I personally think is extremely pretentious. But whatever. A lot of people who were their formative years, if you played it in your formative years, it's something that supposedly sticks with you. And
not with me.
Who are you? And number 1 is System Shock 2, which is an interesting one because that game didn't do so well. Not a lot of people were playing it, but it was very good. It was a horror sort of first-person shooter RPG hybrid. They never really got to make a third game. They made BioShock instead.
Yeah, without System Shock 2, we wouldn't have BioShock.
That's exactly right, yeah. I mean, a lot of the ideas that were going to be in System Shock 3 were used in games like BioShock or Dead Space or a few other games, So it did live on. Good list. It wouldn't be my list, but it's a personal opinion. I'll give it out of 10. I'll give it a 7.
Yeah,
I'll give it a 5.
I'd give it about. I'll fall right between. I'll give it a 6.
Okay. Barrel's giving me another Green Scorpion list for the top 10 hammer wielders in video games.
Mario.
Yeah, right, Mario. Yeah.
I don't know.
The honorable mention is Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat, which, let's be real, he should be on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 10 is the Blacksmith and Castle Crashers, which, okay, I guess. It's not what I would have thought of.
He does wield a hammer, so...
Yeah, I mean. Number 9 is the Ice Climbers. Okay. They definitely have hammers. It's...
Yeah, but do they deserve to be on the list, though?
It's not that many hammer users. Number 8 is Amy Rose, which, I mean, all right, I guess. Whatever. With Amy Rose. Number 7 is Rachel from Ninja Gaiden. This must be the Xbox ones that I haven't played.
Oh, Sigma and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, the only Ninja Gaiden game I've ever played was the third one.
The one on the Nintendo, right?
Yeah, the NES.
Let's see. Number 6 is Alec Mason from Red Faction Guerrilla, which I haven't played.
I've only ever played the first Red Faction, and I recommend it.
It's good. Yeah, I just never played Red Faction Guerrilla. Number 5 is Thrall from Warcraft.
The Doom. Yep, Hammer of Orgrim Doomhammer.
Number 4 is Jace, or JC. I don't know how you say it, from League of Legends.
It's Jace.
Okay. I was right the first time then. Number 3.
I'm just shrugging.
Yeah. Number 3 is King Dedede from Kirby.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He do have a hammer. Number 2 is Tartarus from Halo 2, which, I
gravity hammer. He
played
wielded it well.
I played Halo 2. I don't remember a guy with a hammer.
He was the Brute Chieftain. That was his name, Tartarus.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that. And number 1 is Mario, of course.
Yes.
Obviously. This one was less compelling than the Axe one. I guess hammers just aren't that interesting, huh? I feel like what about like Hammer and Harry or something,
Oh yeah.
It's a 5 out of 10, whatever the hell with that, right?
I actually knew more characters in this one, so I'll give mine a 6.
Oh, he was the final boss, Riddle says. Like, I spent the whole time running away from the motherfucker. What did you say, Ross? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you there.
I said I'd also give it about a 6 out of 10.
There you go. All right, so Alice submitted a list. Let's see. Alice's top 10 bands of I Can't Believe It's Not... Oh, brands of I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, ranked by name, because I'm sure they're all mediocre compared to actual butter. I actually requested this list. I requested that Alice make this list because there's a lot... obviously there's I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, right? But then there's like a whole bunch of other ones that have goofy names like that, and Alice was talking about it. I said, you should make a list.
I had no idea. This is going to be great.
So number 10 is Food Lion's brand, Isn't It Butter? No, it isn't.
If you're doubting yourself, I don't know if you want to consume it.
Number 9 is Dutch Farms brand, I Think It Tastes Like Butter. That's actually a better name, right? Like, I think it tastes like butter.
Yeah, like you raise your eyebrows a little bit.
Wow, it does kind of taste like butter. Yeah. Number 8 is Jewel brand. This is not butter, it's butterific. I kind of hate that.
It's too long.
That would piss me off. Number 7 is Spartan brand. Is it butter? And I have said many times I refuse to buy any food product that has a question mark on the packaging.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. Number 6 is the Great Value brand. Wow, I totally thought it was butter. And butter is in quotations, by the way. Which
I don't know. I don't like that.
I don't know. I think that takes it over the top. Like, I thought it was butter. Like, what?
Butter.
Yeah. Number 5 is another Spartan brand. Who needs butter? I guess people that like flavor.
Yeah.
Would be the answer to that. Number 4 is the H-E-B brand. You'd think it's butter, but it's not.
Does it have an ellipsis at the end?
No, I added that part. It's just, Major brand is number 3. No ifs, ands, or butter. All right, I give you the point for the pun, but otherwise, whatever. Number 2 is the President's Choice brand. Memories of Butter. Which, that's like an East game or something. Like East 4 Memories of Butter.
I mean, hell, you talk about presidential, you think, the guy before, the little orange Cheeto, he's
that guy.
Shoveling that daily, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I bet you he would he would just drink the fake butter that they use at movie theaters.
Oh,
like just in a cup.
Now I remember a
doing it like this.
The old anime. Now I remember a bit from the old Animaniacs cartoon. It was a Slappy the Squirrel short, and it was like they were making fun of Siskel and Ebert back when Gene Siskel was still alive, and Ebert, named Egbert in this short, was getting butter for his popcorn, and he tasted it and he said, "Oh wow, this is great. What do you make this stuff out of?" And of course Slappy says, "Oh, it's just lard that I'm pumping out of your big fat gullet."
Oh, that's damn. All right, and the number 1 pick is the Asda brand. You'd butter believe it.
Yes! Oh, that is the best one.
Well, honestly, I think the best one is, I think it tastes like butter, because that's something you might want to actually try. But wow, the only one that I really just didn't like at all was is it butter? Like, no, it's fucking not, asshole. Stop putting question marks on the food packaging. Riddle's losing his mind in the chat. Oh, boy. Well, out of 10, yeah, this is exactly what I asked for. I'll give it a 10.
I gotta give it a 10 because, oh my god, I'm so glad they used butter as a pun at the very end.
Riddle's giving it a 0.
I'd give it about an 8 or a 9.
Okay.
And also, I gotta hit the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. So we'll just vamp for a little while. Are there any butter brands or fake butter brands that should have been on there that weren't?
I was trying to think of a pun that involved, like, butter be sure it's butter. Like
butter
that,
be sure.
But you better believe it takes
How about,
takes the cake or the butter cake.
I like big butter and I cannot lie. I don't know. That's bad. It wasn't very good.
Well, you're trying.
How about like you just you know what they call it when you throw your butter out the window?
Butterfly.
Butterflies. Yep.
What about no ifs, ands, or butters? Yes.
That was on there, you dork.
Oh.
That was number 3.
Oh, they're stealing my ideas that I didn't think of.
They're stealing your ideas that you didn't think of. That was totally on there. Well, we'll wait for
one ear,
Ross here. Yeah. Yeah. In your mouth, out your butter.
Ooh.
You know what? They should have had one that's like butter me up.
Oh, yeah.
Riddle says drown in lard. That's a hell of a way to go.
And we're back.
And we're back with the Jack and Rob Show. I'm Jack Mayoffer, and this is my pal, Rod Stiffington. How do you do? We were just vamping.
They're dick puns.
Yes. Okay, so June submitted this list, June's top 10 games of 1998.
Oh, going back.
By the way, guys, I like these lists that you give me that are goofy like this, or like the butter thing, or your top 10 games of some arbitrary year. So please give us more of this. All right. And by the way, today's the first time that with List Critics, we can, if we need to go a little late, we can, because there's no cartoon club today. So it would, not that I'm planning on it, but we don't have to sharply end at 9. Okay, so June's top 10 games of 1998, starting with number 10, is Final Fantasy Tactics, one of my favorites. Just played through it again recently on stream, and God, so good.
I rented that game once a long-ass time ago, and I just couldn't get into it. I don't know if I was just too stupid back then to really understand how the system worked, but I just couldn't get into it.
I'm right there with you, man.
I'm
right there with you.
It's a lot to take in. But it's rewarding if you do manage to learn to play it. It's got a fantastic story. Number 9 is Parasite Eve, which I
rented that
never
a while
tried
ago, and it was okay from what I can remember.
I
liked it, but I just fell out of it.
Number 8 is Tomb Raider 3, which June's played all the old Tomb Raider games. I tried a little bit of the first one, and I thought it was like way too clunky for my taste, and I just never played after that. So I never played that one. Number 7 is Fallout 2, which is this is just so June, because June bitches endlessly about Fallout 2, right? We'll just go on and on about all the flaws that Fallout 2 has, but there it is on the list because June loves all the Fallout games, even the bad ones.
Well, we analyze the things we love, right?
Exactly. Number 6 is Turok 2 Seeds of Evil, which, that's a pretty fun game. I mean,
one of my favorite pastimes as a kid was loading up that game, giving myself all the weapons and a cheat code, and just blowing shit up.
I did the same thing.
Of a Raptoid off and watching the legs just jump around and flop over.
I did the same exact thing. I did it more in the first game because I had that back then. The 2 I got later on, but
I got your Seed of Evil right here.
Number 5 is Ocarina of Time, which, I mean, of course that's on there. It's a great game.
It was good, I guess.
Great game.
I think it was like the second to last, if not the last, Zelda game my mom played before she fell out of that stuff.
Okay.
Oh.
I think that was definitely the last Zelda game that my mom tried. She couldn't really keep up with the 3D stuff very well.
My parents had trouble with Mario 1, so...
Oof. Number 4 is Resident Evil 2, which I did play back then, and I liked it enough, but I'm just... These days, I was just like, I got no patience for these tank controls.
Yeah. I rented that for the Nintendo 64, but the only Resident Evil game that I have actually played and 100% actually beaten was Resident Evil 3. Code Veronica X, I came close, but never really finished it up. So
same here on Dreamcast.
Let's see. Number 3 is Thief: The Dark Project, which I've actually watched June stream that game, and they definitely really like it a lot. One of my favorite things on June streams is watching them sneak up behind somebody and bop them with that, what do you call that, the blackjack thing. And June would always go, take a nap. Number 2, Metal Gear Solid, which I'm actually shocked that that's not June's number 1 pick, because I knew June back then, and they couldn't shut up for 5 seconds about Metal Gear Solid.
I don't know if I've played that or not. I probably didn't. Although I think my grandmother on my father's side, she had in a room for the kiddies. I think there was like the VR missions.
Oh, that's the spin-off. Yeah.
Subsistence or whatever.
No. It was on PlayStation 1. It was called Metal Gear Solid VR Missions. It was like just some extra, like an expansion.
Yeah. This is one of those games where when I played it and actually started getting maybe halfway through, I was like, this is what a game can actually be?
It was very cinematic, My thing, I did not enjoy playing it. I was just not into the way that it played, but I was very into the story. And it wasn't until many years later that I was able to just wait, we could just watch somebody else and play it on YouTube and enjoy it that way. And I've seen all the Resident Evil, the Metal Gear Solid games that way, because I don't want to play them, but I certainly want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Number 1's Half-Life, though. I didn't really like Half-Life all that much. I'm going to go back and try it again on stream at some point, but back then I just remember
great. But of course, these days when I think Half-Life, I think Freeman's Mind by Ross Scott.
See, when I think of a Half-Life, I think, well, Half-Life 2 was awesome, but that first one, you know what I mean? I didn't really like the first one, but I'd be willing to give it another shot. Maybe I was in the wrong headspace. I was just like, this isn't Doom,
It's a Doom clone.
No, it wasn't. That was the problem. What? I gotta break crates and crawl through shit? Whatever. But out of 10, this is pretty much what I would have expected from June. I'll give it a 9.
Yeah, same, pretty much. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that I love.
The only reason that it's not a 10 is because June's lying. Metal Gear Solid is number 1 for them.
I'll give it a 7. There's some good stuff on there.
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, Barrel. You already posted this one, didn't you? Didn't we do the top 10 bomb users from Green Scorpion already? I think you might have posted this one twice.
Bomb Man, Bomber Man.
Bombardiers.
I think I'm going to just mark that, because I think
Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil.
Bombadilio.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay, so Alice has got, what is this? Is this a list? Oh, this is, yeah, no, this isn't the, it's like a list of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles food tie-ins, but it's just like a list of them from Wikipedia. It's not like ranked or anything, so not really.
Those green pies.
Yeah. I remember those, yeah. Alice also submitted her their top 5 potato dishes. All right, guys, what's your favorite way of eating potatoes?
Usually mashed.
Mashed
also
potato.
baked works.
Oh, there's so many different ways.
Yeah, but your favorite.
Do I gotta pick?
Yeah, that's the whole point, right?
Fucking, I mean, French fries and mashed
French fries
potatoes.
is pretty. Yeah, I mean, I would probably say French fries, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Alice's number 5 is baked potatoes. Total smack, amazing. Love them. The cool thing is you can put whatever the fuck you want on it. Number 4, scalloped potatoes. Good shit.
Yes.
Good shit. Number 3, mashed potatoes. Awesome.
Classic.
Number 2, potato pancakes. Made those not too long ago. Delicious. And Alice's number 1 pick, and I didn't even think of this, but it is a good one, potato soup.
Potato soup is good.
Yeah. See, maybe, I don't know, maybe Alice is not thinking of French fries as being a dish because it's like a side, I guess.
Hell,
So maybe that's why. I think French fries deserves to be on here, though.
Yeah.
But I'll give it a 4. We needed more French fries. We needed that. But,
I agree with you. 4.
Yeah.
It's good.
Ross?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Huh?
Hello?
I'm not even gonna say video games.
Video games.
But yeah, out of this list, I think I'll give it like a 4.
Hey.
Okay. What is this that Barrel submitted? Let me look at this and see what it is. Oh, it's from Pleated Jeans. People remembering their blunder years. Turns out it was a phase. 30. Oh, it's pictures, though.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm really kind of over the whole trying to describe pictures to people. I mean, I could totally put it on the screen now, but that sort of just doesn't feel like list critics to me, you know?
It's more of an oral experience.
Yeah, it's a podcast. I'm going to skip out on that one. But let's... Oral, yeah, it's true. Okay, oh god, Moogle's torturing me. So I don't know if you remember this, Jesse, but remember when Moogle gave me David Inc.'s worst party members in RPGs, and I just was like, oh, this fucking guy.
You were just, you were popping off.
Yeah, I was. Well, and there were 2 of them. There was a part 1 and a part 2. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
It was back to back. It was part 1. Well, here's David Inc.'s worst party members, part 3 and 4. Yay.
Yes.
Lordy, of course, there'd be more.
Yeah, it's just what I wanted. More of this guy's bad opinions.
A party with party members. Let's do it.
All right, well, number 10 on part 3. We'll start with part 3. Number 10 is Linka from Wild Arms Second Ignition, which I haven't played, so...
Neither have I.
I've only played the first Wild Arms. I do want to play through them all, though. Number 5 is Melody from Nostalgia, and I've never played Nostalgia, but I don't know. I've heard it wasn't all that good anyway, so...
I made a save file in that game once.
There you go.
I don't think I've ever even heard of Nostalgia.
It didn't do that well, so I'm not shocked if you haven't heard of it. Number 5 is The Boy in Secret of Mana. Oh, well, I don't even like Secret of Mana, but out of the 3 characters in it, I will admit that he's kind of fucking useless.
So you agree? Oh, wow. We're making some development.
Well, I mean, I agree in the sense that he sucks, but that also Secret of Mana ain't that great anyway, so...
Ooh. A warm take.
Number 7 is Sheena from Tales of Symphonia, which I haven't played, so whatever.
I played it, but I don't remember the characters. They were all very colorful, though.
There you go. Number 6 is Bowser from Super Mario RPG.
I think I remember using Bowser as part of my endgame party back when I played that game. Again, this was back in the ancient times, back before I went to sleep for 60 million years.
In the long, long ago, the before times. Bowser, okay, so
not bad.
He's not great, but you're picking a bad party member from Mario RPG and you didn't pick Gino because Gino is fucking trash.
Oh, yeah, he's in my end party.
Why would you put him in the end party? He can't do anything to bosses.
I don't know. He's fun. Get off my back.
He can't do anything. He can only kill like Goombas and shit. Now he's bad. No, I mean I wouldn't. Bowser's. I mean, if you build him right, he's actually pretty strong. I mean, I like Mallow and Peach anyway, but whatever. Number 5 is Mangreet from Shadow Hearts, which I haven't played, but I'm sure June is screaming somewhere.
Oh?
June played Shadow Hearts, so I'm sure that they could tell you why David Inc. is wrong. Number 4, wow, this what a prick. Okay, so half the cast of Chrono Cross.
What?
I will defer to you on this since I have not played Chrono Cross. Well, I only vaguely remember your Let's Play and your streams.
Well, look, there's like 40 characters, so obviously...
It's a beefy cast.
They're not all going to be great. They don't all have amazing personalities. Some of them are quite goofy, we'll say. Riddle's posting things and making it scroll away. There we go. But just come on, just pick one. Don't be a smart ass. Hell, half the cast of Chrono Cross.
Very lulzy thing.
Yeah. Number 3 is Jean from Breath of Fire 2. All right, look. He may not have been strong. He may not have been able to take a hit. He may not have had good magic or really anything else going for him. But he was very funny.
Settles it.
But he was very funny. At least he was a personality,
Right.
Unlike some other characters that you can think of, right? Mm-hmm. Like Sten, which Manic just said. Yeah, Sten's pretty bad. Number 2 is Ramus from Lunar Silver Star Story, which I haven't played. I want to, but...
Yeah, I think Enyo's played it.
Yeah. And number 1 is the 5 squirrels in Suikoden 2. Which, I mean, in a game about recruiting 108 characters, and the squirrels are not even included in that, like their bone. Well, one of them is one of the stars of destiny, but the other 4 are just not. They're like optional. They're squirrels. What do you fucking expect?
Then I guess they suck.
They do kind of suck, yeah. But I mean, I don't know. It's sort of like, oh, who's the worst party member? The dog? Like, yeah, it's whatever, man. Whatever, man. All right, 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I might be inclined to agree about 3 or 4.
And
4 out of 10.
That's my bias that David Inc. is a fucking asshole. And here's his worst party members, part 4. Oh, we're starting with the terrible takes immediately because he has Charla from Xenoblade Chronicles on here. David, Charla's your healer. What the fuck is wrong with you?
But she doesn't use the big weapons.
She uses a fucking giant gun that she shoots at you to heal you. How fucking awesome is that?
Yeah, I guess so.
And, she can attack enemies and stuff. Like, she's not that fun to play if you're controlling her, but, like, for a support character, she's the only fucking healer. I mean, there's a few characters that'll... There's, like, a few characters that'll have, like, oh, here's an ability that heals, like, one person for, like, a little bit. And she has, like, I can heal the whole party all the way, She keeps you alive, and also, personality-wise, she's fucking great. How could you diss Charlotte like that, you bitch? Number 9 is Kimahri from Final Fantasy X. Really, bro?
Well, he's probably the one I use the least.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, if you want to talk about a kind of a bad character, I'd honestly put Waka in the running.
Yeah.
I use him for aerial attacks.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's just be real that Final Fantasy X just has a good cast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it's solid.
Number 8 is Boney from Mother 3. Never played it.
Is that the dog?
I have no idea. Number 6 is Grizz from Phantasy Star 4. What do you got against giant bird guy? What? Because
cool.
What? Because he doesn't use magic? You're gonna shit on him? Is that what it is?
Never played Phantasy Star 4 or any of those games.
Grizz is like he's like a pure warrior. He just hits really fucking hard, and that's all he does. And sometimes that's all you fucking need, right?
Yeah, sometimes you just play as the warrior.
Yeah. Judith from Tales of Vesperia is number 6. I don't know about that. Yeah. Number 5 is Bao from Luffy of the Runes of Lore, which, I mean, I haven't played that long enough to get Bao, so.
Was that the Game Boy Color game?
Yes, it was, yeah. That weird dungeon crawler. Oh my god, Massimo from Mega Man X Command Mission? What do you have against Massimo?
I didn't play that long enough to get there.
Wouldn't you pick Spider? Come on. Spider is the fucking last boss. He leaves your team. He's the villain. All right.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, who cares, right? Number 3 is Nina from Breath of Fire 3. Oh, that's a tough one. I'm playing this right now, too. I like Nina because she's so adorably stupid. Yep. She really is not bright, you know. She can dish out a fuck ton of damage, but she dies in a hat, like a drop of a hat. So
glass cannon.
I try not to use her because she really doesn't survive very long. She probably is. I'll agree. She probably is the worst character in Breath of Fire 3. Number 2 is Congo from Legend of Dragoon. Kongol. Sorry, I said it wrong. Kongol from the Legend of Dragoon, which I've played a bit of, but I don't remember this character.
He's the really big guy. I think he has like the Topaz Dragoon Spirit or whatever. I don't remember too much of it. It's been like years and years and years since I've played. Would love to play.
Oh, he's like a big. Wait, no. Yeah, he's like a big Mohawk guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds not so bad.
With an axe.
Although I really don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't really use him too much either, but I mean, I don't think he's a bad character.
Yeah. And for number 1, we started this list with a terrible take. We're going to end it with an even worse take. He picks Goombario from Paper Mario.
He's so useful.
Yeah, I mean, that choice doesn't really compute all that much. I guess it's because he doesn't see Tattle as being a useful ability.
It's incredibly useful.
It is.
I mean, and once you
does it do damage?
Well, a lot of the party members have things that don't do damage, but I mean, Paper Mario doesn't really have a bad partner character. You know, they're all kind of good. Yeah. Goombario is, like Riddle just said it the best. Goombario is the opposite of bad. Like, how could you dislike him, you weirdo?
It's like not liking Goombella in the sequel.
That would be even worse.
Yeah.
That would be even worse.
So then, of course, we're going to bet that she's going to show up on part 5.
If he does a part 5, I bet she would, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, out of 10, 1.
Yeah, like
you
2 or 1 or 2, yeah.
All right, Riddle just posted this, so we have to do it right. Like literally, as I was reading that, Riddle posted this list. It's the 10. It's from List First. The 10 true stories of karma providing instant justice. I like this kind of thing. All right, let's see. Wait, and hold on a second. Didn't you say, Manic, that you submitted something? I didn't see it on here. Could you repost it for me? Because you were talking about you had to explain that there was a video, but there was also a text link.
Something about heavy metal?
Yeah, I didn't see it in there. Can you just repost that? Because for whatever reason, I'm not seeing it there. But let's do the list that Riddle said. So let's see. Number 10, a punishment that fits the crime. A 19-year-old man named Terrian Pouncey was living in Chicago in 2017 when he decided to rob multiple stores at gunpoint. He approached a hot dog vendor in the city because they usually deal in cash. You don't want to fuck with these guys, though. One of the vendors was holding a bucket of hot grease. Yeah, that's what I figured. when Pouncey held a gun to his head, demanding his cell phone, wallet, and all of the money in the cash box. The hot dog vendor dropped the grease to reach his wallet. The molten hot liquid spilled on over Ponch, and the dollars flew all over the ground. He tried to holster his gun and bend over to pick up the money and accidentally shot himself in the penis.
Oh!
Jeez.
And worst of all, he survived. But he was held in police custody without bail as he awaited trial for multiple counts of armed robbery. He will definitely go to jail, and considering where he got shot, he should at least win an honorable mention for a Darwin Award because, well, he did take himself out of the gene pool, right?
Phew. Yarp.
Number 9, Mine is Real. Let's see. In January of 2018, 2 California teenagers attempted to rob a 7-Eleven convenience store with a fake gun. Security camera footage captured the teens wearing hoodies to conceal their identities, because that works. The cashier put his hands in the air as they threatened him with the weapon and demanded the money from the cash register. It turns out that a security guard was sitting in a car in the parking lot, and he was armed with a real gun. Since the guard saw the gun pointed at the cashier, he walked inside and shot the teens in their arms. They told the guard that the gun was fake, to which he replied, "Oh well, mine's real." The 16-year-olds did not die. In the video, one of them even asks, "Am I shot?" as if he couldn't tell. Well, he's probably in shock, I would imagine. They were brought to the hospital for their injuries, and they were held without bail for the attempted robbery.
Wait a minute, this gun is made of black licorice.
Delicious.
Yeah, you are not John Dillinger. You cannot just do something like that with just a fake gun.
You got to have like a hell of a lot of swagger to do that. Number 8, a bad taste in your mouth. Gas prices have skyrocketed all over the world in the past 10 years, but that doesn't mean most people would resort to stealing. In case you aren't aware, siphoning gas is a method of taking fuel out of the tank of a car by inserting a plastic hose and sucking on one end until the gasoline begins to pour out. Unless you're in a post-apocalyptic world, siphoning gas is an awful thing to do because it often leaves travelers stranded with an empty tank of gas. In 2016, a man in Australia spotted a large tour bus. He knew that these buses had large gas tanks, so he attempted to siphon the fuel. Little did he know that he'd inserted the hose into the sewage tank instead.
No.
So when he sucked, he got a mouthful of human excrement. The police were called, and the owners of the bus decided they didn't want their property back. Can you imagine, they're like, do you want to press charges? I don't know. I think he's been through enough.
Yeah, thanks for emptying the tank.
Good God. All right, number 7, Hear Me Roar. This is amazing riddle, by the way. One night in 2005, a South African man robbed a couple who were out on a date. He held a knife to them, demanding that they give him their money. Security guards spotted him committing the armed robbery and started to chase after him. He needed to get away quickly with his loot, so he began running through the city. In the darkness, he climbed a fence and jumped over. Without realizing it, he had jumped directly into the tiger's den of the zoo there. The next morning, a visitor in the zoo noticed something strange at the bottom of the tiger's cage. It was the body of a dead man. Luckily for his family, who needed to bury him, the tiger was well fed and decided to just kill him without eating his corpse. Funnily enough, this was not the first time that sort of thing happened at this particular zoo. In 1997, another criminal jumped the fence to the zoo, but was apprehended by a gorilla.
Oh, God.
A fucking Donkey Kong making that citizen's arrest. He tried to shoot the gorilla twice, but it bit him on the ass. And then it pinned him against the wall until the police got there.
This gorilla knows.
Yo, man. Oh, Planet of the Apes, man. All right, number 6. Sober up, buddy. Drunk drivers are incredibly selfish, and they are responsible for a huge number of car accidents every year. In March of 2018, a man was driving drunk in Fairfax, Virginia. He was spotted by police, and they put their lights and sirens on to pull him over. The driver panicked and tried to escape. He slowed the car down. Instead of putting it into park, he jumped out of the driver's seat while the vehicle was still moving. He ran in front of his own car in an attempt to flee, and, well, you can guess what happened there. The automobile hit him, knocking him onto the ground. He probably goes down in history as the only person who has ever run over himself while drunk driving.
Oh, no.
The entire ordeal was captured on a police car's dash cam. They arrested the drunk, and it turns out that this was the man's 3rd time being caught while driving under the influence. And since he had a record, he could face up to 10 years in jail, which will give him plenty of time to sober up.
That's just moronic.
Yep.
That's a I mean, that's right. How could you drive over yourself? This is
a cell phone.
Yeah. Number 5, patience is a virtue. All of us have probably experienced an impatient driver cutting us off, and they almost never get caught by the authorities for their aggressive behavior. In February of 2018, someone was recording their commute with a dash cam as they waited to merge onto a highway in Pennsylvania. A line of cars was stopped at a yield sign with a white SUV in the front of the line. They were waiting for cars to pass before they could safely merge. One driver in a black vehicle was a couple of cars behind in line. He was incredibly impatient, so he began honking for the cars to go, despite the fact the highway was still full of traffic. The black car drove on the shoulder to cut off several cars and zoomed out onto the highway in front of the white SUV, which was still waiting. It turns out the SUV was an undercover police officer. He turned on his lights and sirens and pulled over the aggressive driver immediately. The man who recorded the dashcam video screamed in jubilation, "Instant karma, motherfucker."
Nice.
All right. Number 4, new wheels shouldn't cost a life. Replacing tires and wheels in a van can be incredibly expensive. 4 tires alone can cost at least $400, and the wheels themselves can bring the total cost well over $1,000. One December night in 2017, a thief living in Pittsburgh was so desperate for cash that he decided he wanted to steal the tires and wheels from a Chevrolet Express van. He jacked up the van with cinder blocks since he was trying to pull this off in the dark of a parking lot. Unfortunately for him, the bricks did not hold up. They slipped out from under the van, crushing the thief under the vehicle, which weighed thousands of pounds. The next morning, the owner of the van found the thief's body crushed underneath the van. This would-be robber did not have a driver's license or any form of ID on him, and the police could not immediately identify him. Damn.
Oh, man, what a thing to find. Dead body, huh?
I mean, that's a bit more than karma. I mean, the guy was only stealing tires, and he gets fucking crushed to death. That's a bit extreme, right?
Karma was having a bad day.
Yeah, karma got up on the wrong side of the ass that morning.
Armageddon.
There you go. Number 3, caught red-handed. A pair of thieves in Seattle, Washington thought they were sneaky by stealing everything they could carry and slipping out the rear fire exit of a Costco. In March of 2018, however, the security officer recognized the man who he had witnessed carrying a knife and successfully slipping out the back door with stolen goods in the past. He knew the man was back to strike a second time and called the police immediately. This time, the 30-year-old man had a 21-year-old woman with him as his accomplice, and an 18-year-old man was sitting in a car as the getaway driver. The man and the woman were holding over $2,000 worth of laptop computers and vacuum cleaners. Because that's what you go for, the vacuum cleaners, I guess. Little did they know that the police officers had already arrived and the back door had been barricaded with their cars. What kind of crazy place is it the police respond that quickly? As the couple burst through the fire exit, the police greeted them with big smiles on their faces. I kind of doubt that part. The thieves were completely shocked to come face-to-face with the cops. They dropped the boxes and didn't even try to escape. They were arrested immediately, and everything was captured on body cameras.
Hey, you know why they stole vacuum cleaners?
Guess they suck?
Because they wanted to make a clean getaway.
Ah. All right, number 2, late night snack. Going to a 24-hour Denny's can be a fun time with friends, if you're incredibly boring, I guess. But venturing out in the middle of the night also comes with added risk of running into criminals. In March of 2017, a group of 4 people were getting into a car to leave a Denny's parking lot in Hawthorne, California, when an armed gunman ran up to them and pointed his gun at the driver, demanding their money. The thief never anticipated these people wouldn't go down without a fight. One woman in the back seat opened the car door and bolted for the Denny's so that they can call the police. The driver put the car in reverse to put his foot on the gas. The thief realized that things had already gone south, so he tried to run towards his accomplices in their getaway car, which did not stop for him. The victim driver did a quick turn and then ran over the thief at high speed. Jesus. The thief was holding a gun as he ran, and the impact of being hit by the car caused him to pull the trigger, and he shot himself in the head. Somehow he survived.
Whoa!
Not every day you get shot in the head while being hit by a car and you just live.
Shooting yourself, nonetheless.
Yeah. Somehow the thief survived. He was taken to the hospital in police custody. None of the customers or employees were hurt, and everything was caught on the security cameras. Damn.
What a eventful evening.
I've heard that too about theater kids, eBay, by the way. Theater kids like to go to these Denny's in the middle of the night and annoy the staff. And number 1, Auld Lang Syne. On December 31st, 2010, a female suicide bomber was preparing a terrorist attack during the New Year's celebration in Moscow's Red Square, where thousands of people gather in the streets each year around the Kremlin to watch a beautiful fireworks display. Along with 2 accomplices, this woman planned to push her way into a crowded area. Her partners would send a text message to her cell phone at midnight, which would trigger the explosion in the crowd, killing hundreds of people at close proximity to her. Just a few days earlier, the same terrorist group had killed 35 people in an airport, and they were ready to strike again. As the woman prepared the attack, her cell phone carrier sent her a Happy New Year message a few hours before midnight. This triggered the bomb early, and it exploded. The 2 accomplices were able to escape the explosion, but the authorities were able to identify them.
Oh wow, that is karma. That is pure karma.
That's why you don't set your bomb to a text message? How dumb are you? I mean, it's a good thing that they're that dumb, because holy shit. But damn.
I mean, what if your mom sent you a text earlier, like, could you pick up some fries at the store?
Or you just got something from your fucking carrier. Like, Verizon is letting you know you can get 10% off.
Boom.
Damn. Well, that was pretty great. Out of 10, I'm gonna say 9, Riddle. I'm gonna say 9 to that one.
Yeah, I'd give it at least an 8.
I'm giving it the full 10.
Okay, I guess we're going to go a little late because I have to do these last 2 lists. I promised Manic we would do this 100 greatest metal albums of all time. We'll try to get through it very quickly, okay?
Yep.
We'll do 10 at a time. This is from Rolling Stone. So there is a video, but let me scroll down here. And okay, so going very quickly, I'll do 25 at a time. That way it'll go even quicker, okay? So City of Evil from Avenged Sevenfold, Fallen from Evanescence, Monoliths and Dimensions from Sun, from Mars to Sirius from Gojira, Meyer from Kvartak, Images and Words from Dream Theater, Death Heaven from Sunbather, La Sexorcisto Devil Music Volume 1 from White Zombie, Take As Needed for Pain from I Hate God, Torture Garden from Naked City, Body Count from Body Count, Once from Nightwish, Terrifier, freaking pop-ups, Terrifier from Pig Destroyer, Hail to England from Manowar, As the Palaces Burn from Lamb of God, Transylvanian Hunger from Dark Throne, Blessed Black Wings from High on Fire, The Red Album from Baroness, Left Hand Path from Entombed, Under the Sign of the Black Mark from Bathory, Psalm 69, The Way to Succeed and the Way to Suck Eggs from Ministry. It's a hell of a title there. Slaughter of the Soul from At the Gates, Dimension Hatros from Voivod, Destroy, Erase, Improve from Meshuggah, Stay Hungry from Twisted Sister is number 76. So stopping there, some comments. These are some pretty strong albums, right? I mean,
I know so few of these albums so far.
Well, yes. I mean, let's see. You probably know Avenged Sevenfold and Evanescence, right?
I know some songs.
Yeah, Dream Theater, White Zombie.
I know that one, yeah.
Yeah, White Zombie, right?
Oh, I just know the hits, really.
Good one.
Yeah, Nightwish, that album, I'm actually going to be playing that on Mondays, the next Monday's, what do you call it, the Music Appreciation stream, so...
Music critique?
Music critique, yeah. You haven't come to any of them yet. You should come.
I'm always doing stuff.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, no, so far pretty strong. Let's continue along. So, starting with number 75 here is Covenant from Morbid Angel. We got Welcome to Hell from Venom. We got Blackout from the Scorpions. Oceanic from Isis. Vivid from Living Color. Human from Death. Louder Than Love from Soundgarden, Portrait of an American Family from Marilyn Manson, Operation Mindcrime from Queensryche, White Pony from Deftones, Angel Dust from Faith No More, Street Cleaner from Godflesh, Agent Orange from Sodom, Jerusalem from Sleep, Jane Doe from Converge, Bullhead from the Melvins, From Enslavement to Obliteration from Napalm Death, River Runs Red from Life of Agony, really? Anthems to the Welkin at Dusk from Emperor. Oh, God. Calculating Infinity from the Dillinger Escape Plan. Blackwater Park from Opeth. Meantime from Helmet, Bloody Kisses from Typo Negative, Pyromania from Def Leppard, and Heartwork from Carcass is number 51 there. So there are some strong ones here, but there are also some really, really weak choices that I have to highlight here.
I do know that I have White Pony from Deftones. I think I bought that album in response to the track they had on the original Matrix soundtrack.
Well, I mean, that's a good one, but I want to highlight a few of these that I think are terrible. Helmet.
You did scoff at Life of Agony.
Life of Agony is just, they're not good enough. Helmet is really bad. Dillinger Escape Plan. I have both heard their albums and seen them live, and have to say, without a doubt, they are one of the worst bands I've ever experienced in both of those mediums.
Wow.
I mean, really bad. Life of Agony, just, no. But yeah, there's some strong ones in here, like that Typo Negative album is fantastic. Good choices from Opeth and Emperor, Def Leppard, Carcass, good stuff. So, yeah. Oh, I have to hit load more.
More.
Load.
There we go. Let's see. All right, so starting at number 50 here, we'll do Iowa from Slipknot, Through Silver in Blood from Neurosis, Rising from Rainbow, South of Heaven from Slayer, Leviathan from Mastodon, Bonded by Blood from Exodus, Shout at the Devil from Motley Crue, Stained Class from Judas Priest, Lightning to the Nations from Diamond Head, Blues for the Red Sun from Caius, De Mysteris Dom Sathanis from Mayhem, Far Beyond Driven from Pantera, Power Slave from Iron Maiden, Heaven and Hell from Black Sabbath, Women and Children First from Van Halen, Kill 'Em All from Metallica, Master of Reality from Black Sabbath, Countdown to Extinction from Megadeth, Sabotage from Black Sabbath, Seasons in the Abyss from Slayer, Korn from Korn, Chaos AD from Sepultura, Morbid Tales from Celtic Frost, Toxicity from System of a Down, and Dirt from Alice in Chains. At this point we're getting into where they're basically all classics.
We're getting into the big boys.
They're all good at this point.
Eating seeds is a pastime activity. All right, keep going.
Oh my god. Oh man, so I was sitting there, I'm going through this, and I'm like, I hope that's not the only Judas Priest album though. Stained Class is certainly a good one, but I would hope to see something like maybe Painkiller, Well, we'll see what's in the top 25 as I'm scrolling back there.
There we go.
There we go. Starting with number 12, Metallica from Metallica. Rage Against the Machine from Rage Against the Machine. We're doing all the self-titled albums because next is Danzig from Danzig. Too Fast for Love from Motley Crue, and Justice for All from Metallica. Among the Living from Anthrax. Rust in Peace from Megadeth.
Yeah.
Enema, that's a great one, right? Enema from Tool. Melissa from Merciful Fate. Holy Diver from Dio. Diary of a Madman from Ozzy Osbourne. Volume 4 from Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden from Iron Maiden, Screaming for Vengeance from Judas Priest, and I'm going to stop here at number 11 because I want to do the top 10 separately. Ride the Lightning from Metallica.
Oh, man.
So, couple of comments here. Iron Maiden's debut, really odd choice for number 13. It's not better than Power Slave.
I found it a little more underwhelming than some of their releases.
Yeah, it was their first one. Also, Volume 4 from Black Sabbath above Master of Reality and Heaven and Hell. Just, very much no to that. But some great albums on here. There was one other that I wanted to comment on. Rust in Peace from Megadeth at number 19 is an anomaly to me, because to me that's a top 10 material for sure. That should be much higher on the list, I think. It's just an unbelievable classic. But here we are at the top 10. Number 10 is Vulgar Display of Power from Pantera. Number 9 is Blizzard of Oz from Ozzy Osbourne. Number 8, interesting, Peace Sells But Who's Buying from Megadeth. I think you could swap that with Rust in Peace and it would make more sense, right? That should be number 13 and Rust in Peace should be number 8. Number 7, No Remorse from Motorhead. Number 6, Rain in Blood from Slayer, absolute classic. Number 5, Black Sabbath from Black Sabbath. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that right there. Mm-hmm. Number 4, The Number of the Beast from Iron Maiden.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely great. Number 3, British Steel from Judas Priest. Still would have picked Painkiller, but okay. Number 2, Master of Puppets from Metallica. And that makes me wonder, what the hell is number 1, if not that? And as I scroll down, I see that it is Paranoid from Black Sabbath, which is a pretty strong choice.
Yeah, I suppose.
I wouldn't necessarily do the top 10 in that particular order. Like, I wouldn't have Paranoid at number 1, but it would absolutely be there in the top 5. And especially with, like, recent events and, you know, in Ukraine, I thought that the song War Pigs has been on my mind a lot, you know.
That's pretty fitting.
Oh, yeah.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerers of death's construction. But yeah, pretty. Honestly, I'm surprised at how good this list was, considering it was Rolling Stone.
You got your opinions of the magazine?
Well, it's not that I have any particular animosity. It's just they're such a commercial enterprise. You don't expect to see a lot of the more obscure picks that we got on here, you know? Mm-hmm. So I would say that, yeah, kind of, clearly this was put together by a multitude of people. I see that there's like at least 10 or so people that contributed to this list, and they must all have a pretty wide variety of metal tastes. So I'm pretty impressed. I'm going to give it, out of 100, 85 is the number that is calling out to me.
Yeah, I'd say about an 80 or so.
I'm thinking my number of the beast is 70.
70. Wow, you know what? Take one off and it's 69, you know.
Nice.
Okay. Our final list of the day is submitted by EV Agent J, who said this is going to be a lot of fun for you, Jesse, because it's 12 Canadian slang terms explained.
Okay, let's see this.
So, I'd rather tell you that you explain it because you're Canadian.
I'm Canadian, but maybe I'm not like stereotypically Canadian. So we'll see.
We didn't say you're stereotypical. We want to see. I want to see if this site gets it right.
Okay.
So number 1, Jesse, tell us what does pogie mean?
Oh, I've heard this before. Oh.
Apparently, this is mostly used in the maritime provinces of Atlantic Canada, but also in parts of Ontario, which is where you were from.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is
like I said, I've heard it, but I couldn't tell you. I've just heard it used.
Okay, I'll try to use it in a sentence and see if that helps you. Okay, I'm taking the winter off and going on pogie. Yeah. So
is that like a fishing trip?
No, it's like when you get like unemployment.
Oh, that's it. I remember hearing it at ODSP. Dang it.
Okay, well, I know you know this one. What is it? What is a toque?
Oh, people in the States call it a beanie. Ugh. No, it's a winter hat.
Yeah,
it's usually it can have a little poof ball on it.
Yeah, a toque it's a wool cap, right?
Yeah, but I don't know where beanie comes from. I thought those were the propeller hats.
I thought those were the propeller hats too.
Yeah.
Okay, so the number 3 and
toboggan.
3 and 4 go together. Loony and Toonie. You can easily explain what a loony and a toonie are, right?
Yeah, loony is a $1 coin. It's got a picture of a big loon on it, so that's why. And toonie, it's more of just a play on words. It's another dollar coin. It's a $2 coin.
Toonie, yep.
So toonie. It's got a picture of a polar bear in the center.
Hi, Alice. We liked your lists, by the way.
Yes.
All right, number 5. How do I giver or givener?
Giver. Like do well. Really giver. You gotta give her.
Well, that's the way they explain it, as to either go above and beyond or to go really fast.
Do
either
well.
Way,
really.
Either way, I'm pretty sure your girl would enjoy it.
Yeah, give it to her. Yeah,
give her. I've said that before.
Okay, so this one has a different meaning in the States, but I do know the Canadian definition. But let's say you're from Canada, but you're living in the United States, though. Double double. What is a double double?
Oh, wait, it means something else here?
Yeah. Well, in California.
For the most part, it's a double cream, double sugar in your coffee.
Yeah, Tim Hortons, you say, give me a double double.
Mainly at Tim Hortons.
If you were in California or any other states that have an In-N-Out burger, it's a double cheeseburger is a double double.
Well, what's the second double?
The double burger, double cheese.
Ah.
That's what they call it. It's literally called that, though.
Interesting, man. I'd be so confused if I didn't know that and I went to there.
Yeah. Well, don't you remember? Because we had a list. Well, this was years ago. Of course, you don't remember. But we had a list submitted where it was like one of the Tumblr things, and somebody was in Canada and they went to a Tim Hortons, and they were really, really drunk and high, and they asked for a double double, and then they got a coffee, and they were just like, "This is not a burger."
That's so good.
Yeah. Number 7 is Stagette. What's a Stagette?
Wait, how do you spell that?
Like Stagett. It's probably Stagette now that I read the definition. Stagette.
Stagette?
Yeah.
They're like I haven't heard this before, so you're gonna have to fill me in.
Well, Stagette? I mean, this is for like mostly Manitoba and Ontario. It's a bachelorette party, stag party, but for women, stagette.
Stagette, yeah. That could be used anywhere. It's a portmanteau.
Number 8, booter.
Booter.
Yeah, if you do a booter, you get a booter. What is that?
Get a booter. I've heard this too, but
yeah.
I don't know. I'm dropping the ball here.
Okay, this is when you step in a puddle so deep that it goes into your boot.
It goes into the boot.
Yeah.
Yes, that does happen to me, or has happened to me.
Well, it's happened to everybody. But when you were in Canada and it happened, did you say, "Oh, I just got a booter"?
No, I usually just said, "Fuck."
Yeah, fuck is more universal. All right, number 1, grad.
Graduation.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's anybody would say that, but the more Canadian slang, like grad week, going to grad.
Yeah, grad. You go to the grad party.
Yeah, the grad. Yeah, well, it's they're saying it's more akin to a prom.
Oh well, yeah, I guess so. But I don't know. I always associated it with the parties, grad party. You know.
Number 10 is you know this one because I've heard you say this. May 2-4.
Yeah, that's the Victoria Day weekend.
Yeah. Yep.
It's usually around May 24th.
And you get
around there, and you get a
2-4, which is a case of beer. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Number 11 and 12 because they go together. And these are the final two. Mickey and a Texas Mickey. Now I know you know this one.
Yeah, because I've been privy to vodka before, and it's a particular size of the bottle
it's
of vodka.
375 milliliters.
375
it says it doesn't have to be vodka. It could also be rum or Canadian rye whiskey.
Yeah, either of those things. But a Texas Mickey is a comically large bottle.
It's 3-liter bottle of alcohol.
It is cartoonishly big.
Hearing that there is a 3-liter bottle of alcohol, I can understand why they called it a Texas Mickey.
Everything's bigger. That's a Texas size 10-4, good bud.
I bet in Texas you can get that in a drive-thru.
Liver transplant coming up.
Oh, it's funny that you say that, Ross, because the last sentence here says that once finished, the Texas Mickey bottle is often put on display so all your housemates can admire the cause of your liver damage.
Yeah, I look at that and I think, who's buying that?
And you're talking about this is spirits. This isn't a big beer.
No.
You know, because a 3-liter of beer sounds good. You know, that's a party to me. 3-liter of rum or alcohol like that, you die.
You're providing for like an entire party.
You do this giant bottle and you're just pouring out tiny little shots in it.
Like try pouring it. Let's just.
Well, I've poured 3-liter sodas into glasses. It's not. Well, I guess if you're drunk, it might be hard. Right?
Yeah. Or into shot glasses. You're like.
Oh, those tiny little. Yeah. See, now, okay. So my confession, I don't really like shots. I like to enjoy the drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm more of a cocktail guy. Like, give me an old fashioned and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
But
pina colada.
Oh yeah, pina
That's why
coladas are
I've
good.
got a bottle of schnapps in my fridge for, throw a shot and some hot chocolate and you're good.
Ooh.
Whoa. Is it
nice.
Dr. McGillicuddy's?
It's De Kuyper peppermint schnapps. So.
Oh, peppermint. Okay.
Peppermint, nice. Peppermint is the kind you'd want to put into hot chocolate, right? That's like a drunken Christmas smacking you right in the face.
Yeah, eventually I'd like to recreate the drink from Archer, the peppermint patty, which is hot chocolate, dark creme de cacao, creme de menthe, peppermint schnapps. So yeah.
Holy hell.
I've tried to watch that show and it was dull as hell, but God, that sounds good though.
I'm a big fan of that show.
It sounds Archer,
yeah,
really?
Me too. Yeah, it's good. But...
No, Jesse, because I remember because Stupid Snake sent us a top 10. Oh no, wait, that was with Tanya though. Because I remember he sent us his like top 10 best Archer episodes, and I remember just being like, I am just reading these descriptions that he wrote. By the way, it sounded like the dullest thing in the universe. Probably,
I think it's pretty good.
Because Stupid Snake is the dullest thing in the universe. But
oh well.
Yeah, no. And EB points out that the last time I got drunk was on Christmas, so. Which is very funny because Christmas Eve I was really knocking him back. You know, I had 4 cocktails in pretty rapid succession before I had eaten anything, and I was only slightly buzzed. And then
developing
yeah, well, I hadn't drank in a while, so it was kind of weird that, like, and I'm talking, these were mojitos, which are strong, you know? And then the next day, on Christmas Day, I had 1, and I was blasted out of my skull.
The body is an amazing thing.
Yeah, it was because I only wanted to have one because Christmas Eve, I was like, let me get fucking drunk because I'm not going to stream or anything. It's just, you know, watching the kids open presents and eating spaghetti. I can get drunk, right? But I didn't really get that drunk. Whereas Christmas Day, I'm like, okay, I have to play Suikoden 2 later on stream, so I got to kind of keep it together. I'll only have 1 mojito, and I was gonzo.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the hell happened.
That's crazy, man.
No, Sad Snake never had good lists. But anyway,
it's unfortunate that he likes the show because it kind of taints my enjoyment a little bit.
No, don't.
Yeah, just a bit.
Don't think about Sad Snake and his taint. Just enjoy what you enjoy.
I've already forgotten his name.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Don't think about anybody's taint. No, but for real, like, I mean, I didn't like the show either, but, I mean, if you like it, you like it, right? Whatever.
There's an episode where they go to Canada, and I think that one's pretty fun.
There you go. Oh, I didn't mean to hit the nut button there. I was just adjusting.
Nice.
Nut. But that being said, we did go a little late, but we can today because there's no anime night. But that's going to be the show. Ross, I had a great time having you on. Thank you so much for
you were great
coming on. And I don't know who's going to be next. I know Alice, you were moving, so maybe you can come on. I also have like Wayne or Kitty or people that I'd want to reach out to. If you want to be on the show in May, just message me, let me know, and we'll make it happen. It's pretty easy to do. It's probably going to be whatever the last Wednesday in May is, which is probably looking at the 25th, unless it doesn't work for somebody, and then we'll try to figure it out.
Just fucking figure it out.
Fucking figure it out, man. Guys, I know I streamed earlier and I already did this, but we are going to go over the schedule, and then we're going to do a raid. So don't go anywhere just yet. Please stick around for... No, Moog's not allowed. Moog has, like, lag, and I mean, like, real-life lag. You ask him a question, you get an answer 5 minutes later. I did ask Barrel, but he's, like, going to bartending school, and I don't know when he's available.
Cool.
But anyway, let's go over the schedule real quick. Guys, don't go anywhere just yet. Please stick around through the raid. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be playing more of the Twisted Tales of Spike McFang for the SNES. Friday afternoon, more Breath of Fire 3 for PlayStation. Saturday night, more Suikoden 3 for the PlayStation 2. We're getting kind of close to the end of that one. Sunday night, we're going to be playing more Ys 6, The Ark of Napishtim for Steam. Monday afternoon, we'll play the rest of Karnoff's Revenge for the Neo Geo. Really fun fighting game there. Tuesday night, more AM2R Samus, Return of Samus, rather, for PC. I had a blast yesterday starting that again. Really cool. And Wednesday afternoon, a week from today, we'll be back playing Doom for Steam. So let's get it done here. Get her, right, Jesse?
Give her.
Give her. That's what it. Give her. Give her. Let's go over here and let's see who we have online that we could raid. Let's see. That's not Twitch. Let's go to Twitch. Wow, we don't have a lot of people online. Who is this Captain Retro? Do I know? Wait, I think Alice had me raid Captain Retro once. Either way, he's playing Final Fantasy VII, so that's...
I've heard of that game.
Kind of FF7.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
How did this guy manage to secure the name Captain Retro on Steam?
That's pretty...
Not Steam, Twitch, rather. I'm tired. All right, let me give you guys a raid call here.
I wonder what he's got cooking up.
Somebody just messaged me on Steam, which hasn't happened in quite a while. And I just saw, I got to look at it, but I just saw the preview of the message and it had something to do with Kazareth Studios. So that's scary. But anyway, guys, there's your raid call. Copy it and paste it as we go into Captain Retro Stream, who is playing Final Fantasy VII. And it looks like he's at the Golden Saucer, which is interesting. So let's head on over there. I'll see you guys over there. I'll see you guys on Discord. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Spike McFong. And just around in general. Honk, 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 honk.
And then the guy died.